40 on them niggas.
We live. What's good, everybody?
Are we live? Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, we live.
boys and girls, ghouls and goblins, heroes and villains. We back with another episode of Dojo, man. It's one half of your host with the most. Our boy Santos busy with some outside of work things, some personal things going on. So I'm accompanied by my boy Lonnie, my boy Random. Y'all know who they are. Always with us on Tuesdays. We're gonna be chilling today. Once again, we thank everybody for stopping by as usual. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel as it helps us a great deal with the algorithm, all of those things. Hit our link tree so you can find our Patreon, the Discord, pretty much all things us. Stay in touch with the community. Become a member where we drop exclusive content. Santo's going to be starting up the top 10s again. Me and Riddell are always watching Game of Thrones. Lonnie's going to be doing the anime and chills. A lot of content going on there. To kick it off, how y'all doing though?
I'm doing great. It's a Friday. Can't complain. Yeah. How are you doing? Because I know you saw Kendrick yesterday.
I was gonna let Random go first, but we'll get into it. So yeah, I did see Kendrick Lamar perform live. I'd seen him before for a different album, and I didn't really leave satisfied. This time, I was very, very much pleased. What I can appreciate about rappers kind of doing concerts, he was rapping all his songs. The breath control to sit there and rap every single song is incredible. Not skipping any lyrics. The energy was on point. He's a small guy, kind of hard to keep track of him sometimes. He's very little, but hella energy. The choreography was on point. The sets looked great. And for the most part, he played a lot of his most popular songs. It wasn't just like GNX new album stuff. He obviously played the disses. Those all went crazy. Whole crowd singing all the lyrics. A minor went crazy. But it was for the fans. Kendrick really did his thing. My problem, SZA, my thick, gorgeous black queen, so scrumptious. She cannot perform live. I want to go again to a different show, maybe just her, to see if maybe I might have been missing something. She could have been sick, but she did not do too well. The songs she picked weren't that great. She did like the good old. She did Snooze. She did Good Days. She did some songs from her Control album. But for the most part, I was like, one, what fucking song is this? And two, is the mic on? Is she trying to sing? But she looked good though. Overall, I'll give it like a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a really good experience. And because Kendrick did most of it, I'm not going to really tax it for being too bad because of SZA. It was outside and it was raining. So that was... But when you're in the mood, you're enjoying yourself. I had the big ass backwoods, so I was off the earth. I wrote it out and it was cool.
Concert in the rain is an interesting choice. Like, concerts outside are interesting.
So I had never been to MetLife.
Outside.
I'd never been to MetLife, so I didn't realize they don't have a dome. So I thought we were going to be indoors, but no, we were just right out there, getting rained on.
Look, I've only ever been to one outside concert, and it was in Kansas City. It was a Uzi Vert, Ty Dolla $ign concert. I'm not gonna hold you. It was fire. It was fire as hell. And I forget who the first act was, but like it was like I don't know who this was, but they were great. Then it was somebody else. Then Ty Dolla $ign and Uzi Vert for damn near, it felt like 4 hours. We were just going. By the time the concert ended, it was like, bet. Now we hitting the nightlife. So sure. That sucks that you were getting rained on, but if you had a good time, you had a good time.
The only other concert I've been to where it was raining was Playboy Cardi, and the energy is just so crazy you don't even realize you're getting wet. Speakers knocking, everybody was into it. But Kendrick is more of that lyrical guy. So when you listen to a nigga spit bars, you kind of like, damn, nigga, I'm getting wet though. Can you hype me up? But it was cool, bro.
That's a damn shame about SZA though. Like, that's bumming me out. She should at least played Hit Different. That's my favorite song of hers, is Hit Different.
She wasn't on shit, bro. And it makes me wonder, like, are these artists selecting their set list, or is it somebody else behind the scenes? Because I'm like, man, where the hits at? I'm trying to.
I think if it wasn't an artist, they would definitely play more popular songs. Like if somebody else is, ain't no way somebody selecting a song and you as an audience member, Miles, is like, I don't know what this song is if it's not SZA. I think SZA selected those songs.
I'll give some fairness to it. The girls to my left and my right, they knew the fucking songs. So maybe I'm just the wrong crowd. I'm one of the niggas who was there for Kendrick. That's very much a possibility because the girls were singing their heart out. I'm not going cap. Moving right along. Now, normally Santo would talk about One Piece and where he's at. He's going to be gone for a little bit. By the time he'll be back, he'll have a lot to say because he said he'll be caught up with One Piece. But for now, I also had a beginning of the year assignment, and that was starting on Berserk. I haven't put too much of a dent into it. I've read the entire Black Swordsman arc, and then I watched the I think it's called the Golden Era.
Yeah, the 3 movies.
No, it's yeah. But I watched it through reactions, not through like actually watching it. I did reaction videos and I was watching it that way. But Black Swordsman I actually watched. Berserk is real good. I have a pretty strong mental fortitude, but I do want to say like how they open the story up and build the world up. It is very, very depressing. It's sometimes hard to read. It definitely takes a toll on you. But I do like the world. I like the old school Victorian medieval type of vibe. I like how they introduce like the apostles. I was under the impression that only like the higher arcing demons were apostles. I'm pretty sure everybody who kind of has a deal with the devil is an apostle, from like your lower ranking guys to the higher ranking guys. I like Puck. Very good comedic relief. Something to kind of balance what I can only describe as Guts more. I'm not getting the whole angry, vengeful spirit vibe yet, but it is a very bleak man. He seems more defeated to me than he seems like vengeful berserker at this point in time. But yeah, I thought all that was interesting. I think his dialogue with Teresa, I think that's her name, Teresa, was probably the thing that most stood out to me the most because it did show.
I know what you're talking about now.
It showed some complexity behind this brooding man. Basically telling her to push forward and forge her own way of life after her finding out that her father, the Count, was a kind of demented dude. I just thought that conversation that they had really showcased that he's more than just an angry, hulking, swinging guy. This guy's been through a lot and he has a brain. And what I was also, through you guys talking about it, kind of spoiled in advance, I did not think we were going to see Griffith, aka Femto, as early as we saw him. And I actually kind of have a quick question for y'all. I know there's different types of Berifts, I think they're called Beharits, right?
Baylits.
They're called Baylits?
Baylits.
Can anybody
that's what they're called.
Yeah. Can anybody summon the Godhand at any time?
No. It has to be specific people. Like for instance, and this isn't really a spoiler because you'll see it. Guts has a Baylit for damn near most of the story.
Sure.
And it just hasn't opened. And he's had plenty of opportunities where you think, based on other events in the story, where it would happen. It just hasn't happened yet. It's one of the biggest like plot things in the story is wondering when or who will activate that Baylit, because a lot of people think it's just going to be Guts, but I to this point I'm like, he's just carrying it until the right person is the one to activate it.
If it is Guts random, then it's gonna have to be a top 3 worst thing that we've seen in Berserk. That's gonna
really.
And some horrible stuff has happened to him, and nothing's happened. Now, Miles, to kind of talk about the little things about how the Black Swordsman arc was done. Miura did that on purpose. He started with a Black Swordsman arc on purpose, so it's like you start with technically the events right after the Golden Age, to then you go back in time, and
which
so
random.
He did.
I'm cool with that. I don't have any problem with how he sequenced it. I think it's fine, it's thematic, and it all makes sense. I just didn't expect to see those figures that early. Like, I'm assuming the way you guys described them, I thought they were like mid game, end game, but to see them all popping out, I was like, what the fuck?
It's kind of seeing like the top of the mountain early on, and then like, sent all the way back down to like the beginning of the journey type situation. So like he saw the pinnacle of Berserk, and then because you're not supposed to be able to escape the eclipse. That's the thing. Like you're not supposed to be able to make it through that. It was just an outside third party whose strength we still don't fully understand yet.
And, the Skull Knight, right?
Yeah, the Skull Knight. He interfered, so it was like not 10 times out of 10 or 11 times out of 10, no one's surviving the eclipse because it's like an enclosed dimension. So I don't know.
So and to let you know, Miles, the story Berserk, he started writing Berserk in the 80s, and you know what, how the at least in a lot of animated media, how the 80s was, it's way more edgy, a lot more horrifying things are happening, whether or not it's in comics or just media in general. And that was his way of standing out. Because to give you an example, what other big kind of manga was coming out at the time? Fist of the North Star was coming out. A lot of edgier, more gory type manga. And before he died, he even said he went too hard on the Black Swordsman arc, but it's hard for a reason, to show you that how the eclipse and Griffith, aka Femto, that whole situation affected him to the point that he's willing to do this. And like you said, Teresa, that interaction that he has shows his humanity, so to speak. Like he's not just this hardened person who's doing this. Like it shows, but it's also a way to tell you at the end of Black Swordsman arc that this path that he is on, it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. So the Black Swordsman arc I always tell people to read that so that you understand, because then how it leads into the eclipse, Lonnie could probably speak to that because he read it more recently than me. To me, it just works better than starting from technically the actual canonical start of the story and going through that way, because it's such a weird tone shift because of when the story was written. And then, because remember, by the time you get to the arc after the Golden Age, that's damn near 10 years later of all this story that's been written. The art's better. The story is way more fleshed out. And for you to go from 90s manga storytelling, this guy who's really figured out how to make it, and also now you go back to the 80s and you're like, what the hell is happening? You know, it's tough. Even how technically the story starts. It starts off with Guts clapping some cheeks, and it turns out to be demon cheeks because he's trying to kill the thing, because he's trying to kill the demon. And a lot of people, that really turns a lot of people off. So
that was tough. I was like,
well, not you, Lonnie. You're different.
Yeah, you're an evil villain.
Real ass nigga. So I don't know. I binged Berserk. I didn't think it was as bad as people say. I get that it's heavy. It's definitely like a heavy read, especially if you're reading a lot of it. So if you do plan on binging it, I just say get like a palate cleanser in between. Miles, like just read something that like light, hard, easy, not a lot of world building. Apparently that helps a lot of people out. But yeah, what you think of the whole now Casca's a child mentally type thing?
I get it. It's a traumatic moment, especially from someone that she like they revered Griffith. It's not like they looked up to him or he was like a comrade. They revered him. Like he was like all of their hero. So I can kind of get it, but I just don't buy this fierce, loyal strategist tactician. Like Casca was that bitch. I'm gonna keep it a buck. She was that bitch. I don't see how she could just revert that much as a character. It adds some intrigue to understand how Guts is gonna kind of reverse this and kind of mend that. But yeah, it's cool. Some of the stuff that y'all kind of like really like about the story, I don't like. I don't get Griffith, man. I don't see him as a villain. I think what he did was wrong. Because I saw a random look at me. What he did was wrong, but I don't see him as a bad guy, man. I don't see him as a villain. I think he had a choice, and I think this is something he always wanted, and he went with his choice.
There was nothing that was going to stop him from achieving his goal.
simple, man. And sometimes it's like that.
No. I'm not. Look, I get why you're saying that. My problem is his choices. Like, I understand the man's technically, if you really think about it, other than when he was a child, which because you watch the Berserk movies, you knew he came out from the trenches. Like, he literally worked his way up.
He was nothing. Yeah.
He was nothing. It's just that you were willing at one point to sacrifice your body to get what you want. If you know what I mean. Lonnie, you know what I mean with that with the person who read Doldry.
I know what you mean.
Right. Yeah. So I'm just sitting there like, I think it's legitimately just the fact that Guts was the first person to ever technically outgrow him, and he handled it in the worst way. Let me tell you this right now. He still would have gotten the kingdom. The way he was going was the right way to do it. He was, yes, because think about what he was doing before he left. All he was doing was risen up the princess. He's the most invaluable general in the kingdom. And if you watch the 90s anime, you've noticed that a few people have taken shots at him and he survived. Like for instance, you don't see the queen in the king's wife in the movies, but in the 90s anime, she tries to kill him multiple times. And at the end, basically at the point where Guts is like, okay, I'm ready to leave, all his political opponents are either gone or they're subservient to him. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, Guts leaves. If any, like, obviously it's easy to say that I'm not Griffith. I've never lost somebody like that before, anything like that. But if he goes home, he wallows. Bro, think about why I say would have. He went to the princess's room and clapped her cheeks and she was down. Like, that's what happened. So if he continued on his plan, if anything, I think he probably would have accelerated it a little bit, but he would have ended up with the kingdom. Now, the reason why he fell so far is his fault. He was impulsive. He snuck into the queen's room, and even after he clapped her cheeks, you should have fucking left, my nigga. You should have left. But no, and then you took the punishment that way, and it's his downfall is his fault. And for who we've seen Griffith to be this whole time. But to be fair, the few times that he has acted really badly, like for instance, Lonnie, when they met Zod, and Griffith stopped thinking, and because Guts was fighting Zod, he just ran in there, right? Now you rarely get those glimpses where he's not smart, he's not politically savvy, he's not that, and it always involves Guts. So I guess if you're going by that, it follows the trend. But in my mind, and maybe I wish Ty was here because maybe he could tell you, because you know Ty looks at this differently than I do. He would have always gotten the kingdom. The problem is he fucked it up. He fumbled at the end. Because this is why I wish you could watch the 90s anime, because I could show you a few more things that he went through.
My only problem, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. My only problem when it comes to that situation is, let's say Guts or Casca or somebody else wound up in a similar situation as he did. You don't think that Griffith will do everything in his power to just get them back immediately, or try, or do anything?
Other than Casca, maybe. Nobody else in the Band of the Hawk mattered as much to him as Guts did.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm saying is, you come from this idea. Like roles reverse type of situation is what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, how I see Griffith is, granted, he fucked up, he made some bad decisions, and he's the one who ultimately winded up getting himself captured, tortured, all of those things. Cool. Feeling abandoned by the people that you love, especially when they once looked at you as revered. I'd throw everything. I don't want to say that. I'd be inclined to throw everything away too, though. No.
Guts and Casca are the only ones. Now, I'd be very interested, let's just say, if Casca tried to do the same thing, how Griffith would react. But let's say this: if Casca was the first person to do what Griffith did, I don't think Griffith would have cared that much, because he's like, I still got Guts. Corcus don't matter. Pippin, as much as I love Pippin, Pippin, my nigga. Like, he wouldn't have mattered. The big dude, I always forget his name, who's the tank of the group, it wouldn't have mattered. But Guts and Casca were the only two, and I still think if Casca did it first, he wouldn't have cared, because he still had Guts.
I guess I have more faith in Griffith.
I just think because that's how he lives, that's how he works. He would have been like, oh, I lost Pippin, I'll just go get another one. Which is crazy to say, because Pippin is one of them niggas who's really essential to him. But he's like, I'll just go get another one. It's fine. He can't replace a Guts. That's in his psyche. He just can't replace him.
It's an interesting conversation to be had, though. What's more important, friendship or goals? And I don't necessarily see him as the bad guy.
He could have had both.
So you say, but could he have? Could he have?
Yes, because this is why I think. Now, obviously, I look at this because he could have had the kingdom. Let's say Guts does what he needs to do, becomes a person who he thinks is because he left because he wanted to be an equal to Griffith. He actually wanted to see him as friends because you remember the speech that he had with Princess Charlotte when he had Guts assassinate the dude, the first dude, and he actually ended up he actually ended up killing the kid, right? And then that speech, it would have been very interesting to see if he was like, oh, why to see, god damn, 22, damn. But if when Guts comes back and he believes that he's equal, how Griffith will react to that. Griffith acted like a girl. Griffith acted like a woman who lost like a really good man and she just fell off the deep end.
That's what happened. But I get you using that analogy to like. I'm not saying like you're trolling or being funny, but like
yeah.
But that was the relationship. Griffith was the linchpin in his life, keeping him from going off in the deep, keeping him from going to the deep end. He lost that linchpin. That was the causality of that. So I'm saying it makes sense.
It makes sense. And when it comes to Griffith, at the end of the day, like when he was viewing basically like his worldview and like how he viewed the whole situation, he was already stepping on his friends' corpses, or he's in a
metaphorical way,
metaphorical sense. He's already stepping on their corpses to get his goal. And so he's like, oh, if I just step on the rest of my friends' corpses, like I've been doing, I get my goal. So, and like they already knew that like the whole goal was for him to get to be the king. So in his head, even if it's wrong or not, he's like they would understand because they were already willing to give their lives to me anyway. So in that aspect, is he technically wrong? No. But the actions in which he did it in, of course. And do I think that he could have gone the kingdom? Yeah, but I feel like that's also the point of the whole situation with Guts. Like Guts became so important to him that once he lost him, he lost sight of himself and his goal. And that's what led him to do the whole impulsive things and things like that. Because if he wasn't impulsive, then yeah, he would have eventually gotten with the princess the right way, and he would have been king eventually. And he probably would have found out that like, oh, the king is a pedophile at some point, and then like he would.
So that's another reason why, Lonnie, that I believe that he would have gotten even faster. The minute he found out about the king and how he moves behind the scenes, it would have been like, bet, here's my fast track to being the king. But the only reason I feel that way is, Miles, your point of view, I really respect. I really respect that. I just can't think that way because I'm just like, I see how you're like, okay, I get it, you know. Now I've only technically had, like, we'll talk about it probably after the pod, with maybe one person in my life besides I guess my mom. But I don't want to count that. Come on, you know what I mean? Like one person in my life that I've come across that maybe I'd be like that for, but I didn't. When it came to, sure, was I down? Absolutely. But like Lonnie knows what I'm talking about. I built myself back up. So I just, maybe in my mind, I just can't fathom doing this. I can't fathom making the exact same decisions that Griffith had, especially when you look at everything around, other than Guts leaving, he is in such an advantageous position. He is in such an advantage. Maybe he just leans on Casca more to be like, hey, I need you to do some of the shit that Griffith was doing. Maybe Pippin. I'm just saying, like me, it's just like I just can't. I understand it's not going to be the same, but I hopefully you understand what I mean. Like I just can't fathom me myself making that. Yeah, it's just like that. He could have. There's so many other things, but look, it made the story that we have today. The fact that this shit happened in the 90s and we're still arguing about it 30 years later, like that's how great of a moral quandary it is. And we'll probably, even after the story's over, like we'll still be wondering, like what would have happened if maybe he was just a little smarter. Maybe let's just say Casca just said whatever the perfect thing is to calm him down in that moment. I don't know. Maybe Guts like, you know what? just the fact that I beat you in a duel means that I am your equal, and he decides to stay. Just something, something different happens to change that mindset. But who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. But all I do know is that there's still one universal fact. If you rock Griffith gear in public, you're a weirdo and stay away from me. If you rock Griffith merch, don't talk to my girl.
What about the femto merch?
Same thing. Don't talk to my girl. Don't look at my girl.
That femto fit kind of hard. The purple condom look, I was kind of rocking with it.
Hey, like, stay away from me and my family.
Also,
I know.
Femto's it's Griffith, obviously, but it's a completely different being, though.
It's a completely he's a member of the God Hand now.
But he's like a different guy.
Yeah, that's how I believe the story interprets him. Like, they're two different people.
Okay,
like
cool.
Even like
that's what I thought. Okay.
Like Lonnie, it's no secret that Griffith comes back, so to speak, but that's not Griffith. It's Femto with like a Griffith skin. So that's just why I'm like, that's just why I'm just like, it's a different person. They're two different people, but Femto, it's like the Hulk doesn't rampage if Bruce Banner doesn't get mad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Griffith allowed Femto to be born, kind of thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Good discussion though. I'm happy. Let me know, because the conviction arc is gonna be nuts.
So I'm planning to finish by the end of the summer. So by the end of the summer, I'll have like a full wrap up. And then I'll probably start something else to kind of finish off the year.
There's going to be 3 parts of the story. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on. And the third part, oh goddamn. The third part is, I think by the time you reach the end of summer, I think the next 2 to 3 chapters of Berserk are very important, Lonnie, if you caught up. If you're all the way caught up, because of who showed up, what happened, and now the fact that you know who Salat is, right, Miles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that Salat and Salat basically like called Guts a pussy. Like he's like, what the fuck are you doing right now? Like, because of what's happening to him. And it's like, he's really kind of like the first person to be like, yo, we need you to get your shit together. Like, we need you right now. And that's going to be very interesting. So the Pacers are making a comeback, by the way.
So June, you can watch the Golden Arc movies on Netflix. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all 3 of them should be on Netflix. There is a 2016.
Don't watch that. Don't watch that
anime that I don't recommend to anybody. That's like on Max and Crunchyroll, I think. And if you just want to watch the 1990s one, you could just look it up on YouTube. That's what I did like a few years ago, and you can just watch all the episodes on YouTube.
I would still recommend, no matter who you are, just watch the 90s one. I understand it's a product of its time, but it's
not bad.
It's
pretty good.
It's pretty good, and they also take a few liberties, which, like, they do that anime only stuff where they add a few things to show Guts. Like, for instance, the Bonfire of Dreams, that speech that Guts tells Casca, that speech works a lot more in the 90s anime because of the extra time you see him spend with the Band of the Hawk that you just don't get in the manga and the movies. Like, why he knows that one dude's trying to make a little bit more money so he could ask his girl out when he's a noble. Like, ask one of the girls out. That this guy, he wants to be a baker. Like, you learn those things in the 90s one a little bit. That makes that better, to show that Guts really does have people that he really cares for.
Yeah, but don't get it twisted though. The movies on Netflix are pretty good. Like,
they're pretty good.
It's a pretty good adaptation. It's just not as detailed as the 90s because it's like 24 episodes or 30 episodes, something like that. But it's 3 movies. They're all pretty long, and they get pretty detailed.
They hit everything you need to hit in the Golden Age. And if you're like, oh, why did they put that Queen subplot in? You didn't really need it. It's a good subplot, Lonnie, if you from the 90s anime, but you didn't need it to accomplish what needed to be accomplished in the movies.
Yeah.
So to answer your question real quick, Kai asks, Miles, what do you think the breaking point was for Griffith? Because Guts leaving to me felt like something he recovered.
Thank you, Kai.
Guts leaving felt like something he could recover from in due time. I'm gonna say I feel like that's from our personal perspective that we think that he could recover. To him, Guts was clearly everything, and it's gonna go into what Random was saying earlier. Griffith lost sight of himself because of Guts. I feel like with Guts leaving, he didn't have himself anymore, and now he didn't have this new version that he created because of Guts, and he was left with nowhere to go at all. So fast forward to him becoming Femto, I think the whole I resign, that classic moment, how I see it is he found himself, through walking through his life, seeing different events, kind of going through that whole experience. He sees what he's become stacked up against what he should be. And when he sees Guts knowing, okay, this is what took me from what I'm supposed to be, that's what he meant by I resign. I'm going to step into who I need to be. I found it all. I've got the full picture back. And I don't want this picture with Guts and Casca and all of that. I want my kingdom. And that's ultimately what he decided. So for me, it's 100% Guts leaving. I think Guts leaving drove that nigga insane.
It's a confluence of a lot of things. It's the fact that somebody is stepping up to him, that he controls, right? It's the fact that he loses to Guts, because remember, one of the few times you get to hear what Griffith actually thinks is right before the duel, right when they're standing in snow against each other. And Griffith said, I'm prepared to kill him so that nobody else can get him, right? And then it's also the fact, like Miles said, it's the fact that Guts was damn near his everything, and he's gone. So these big things all happen at once in his life.
So how I want to put it, Random, I don't even want to say it's the events themselves. I think it's more so the fact that he has allowed someone to have this much control over him in general, like all events aside, just the fact that this person's actions can cause this much of an impact on me. I need to be done with that. This has to go. I think that's what it really
Ty, I'm about to say, Ty, if you can pull up, just talk for a little bit, because you have a different perspective, obviously being a mangaka than me. But Kai, that was straight. It was a little bit of jealousy, but it's also like, man, fuck that.
I think
Casca's mine.
It was more
you're not doing that shit.
It wasn't even about Casca. It was about the ownership of Casca. Like, he views his friends also as possessions.
Sure.
And so, like, the fact that one of his possessions wanted nothing to do with him, or he felt probably like wanted nothing to do with him, or felt like outgrew him, that was an ego killer to him. It fucked with his whole ego, fucked with his whole psyche. The reason why he does everything that he does is because how he views himself as this ultimate being, and someone defying that destroys his whole mentality around that. So it wasn't even the fact that he had feelings for Casca. He knew he's a smart guy. He understands how to manipulate. He understands people's emotions and how to get what he wants out of them. He knew Casca was in love with him from jump. He knew, but at the same time, it's just like, oh, that's someone I can always have. Whatever. I don't even want her, but she's mine. Then he's at his lowest, and he sees, oh, Guts, who just defied me, is now taking something else that's mine. Even more of an ego killer. So it was also an ownership thing. Like, he was trying to like touch and grab at her when he was at his weakest, and like you could see him struggling. And she just thought like, oh, he's just reaching out his hand. No, he's trying to like cling.
He was trying to strangle her, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he's trying to do.
So
Ty, we're talking about Miles basically gonna step in where he is on Berserk. Sorry, Lonnie, go ahead.
No, Lonnie.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Lonnie, go ahead. Sorry, I was just telling Ty what the topic.
Ty wanted to know what we were talking about. Well, I just gave my recap on where I was at in Berserk. That's all. So we're just talking about Berserk right now.
I mean, look, oh boy. I guess, but Miles, when the story's officially done, because the only reason why, like, this is my One Piece. You know what I mean?
For sure.
This is my One Piece. And that's why I think I'm gonna be able to handle the One Piece kind of trek with you, a lot easier than probably a lot of people. But when this story's done, like, I understand that One Piece is going to be like the greatest fictional, like it's going to be the greatest thing in fiction. I legitimately believe how the conflict with Griffith ends is going to be right up there with it, because I don't think he's killing him. Lonnie thinks Casca's going to die, which I'll prepare to fight you over, bro. But what that decision is, how that gets resolved, because if it's just that shonen type thing where, or that CNN thing where the two rivals meet, they have a fight, and then the villain dies. Like, that's not what I'm looking for.
Did Miura leave behind a detailed storyboard or anything?
He said he had, from if I remember correctly, he said he kind of had the ending done. Like, he left a lot of detailed notes, and then he's also the last few years of his life, because the craziest part was he was really slowing down with him taking control of the manga himself. He had a lot of assistants. At least the last 4 or 5 years of his life, he had a lot of assistants with him. I think he has 4 or 5 that were helping him. And now it's basically, it's in the best hands it could be, Miles, in terms of how the story could end, because even the chapters that happened afterwards, because where Miura's last chapter, if the story ended there, it's not where I want it to be ending, but it would have been fine. You know what I mean? Sure. But now that the assistants have had their chance to take control, they're doing really good. And the only tough part about Berserk is that we'll never truly get it the exact way Miura wanted it to be. That's just the tough part. But I can't see it. I can't see how they would really mess this up with all the prep work that was taken over, because I'm telling you, at one point, I think Miura was going to be like, here's kind of what I want done. Can y'all do it? I think that was his plan. Can y'all draw it? Can y'all do whatever? And it's just, damn near 30 years of making a manga from 9 to 3 every day ended up killing him.
Yeah. I think also y'all know that
that's 3 a.m. by the way, not 3 p.m. 3 a.m.
Tie in the house, y'all. Tie in the house.
It was a good job. I would say, I don't know if y'all know the mangaka Holy Land. That was Miura's best friend, and apparently Miura told him the ending. And so he's one of the people that's working with them as Studio Geigo to write the Berserk ending. So, first of all, hey Olani, if Casca dies, bro, I'm gonna have some issues.
That'd be
that's crazy. I honestly, and I went back to this interview that Miura said before he passed away. I went back to it because we were talking about it I think a few weeks ago. But Miura said that he felt he can't give his fans a sad ending. Like, he said that, his words. So he said he feel like it would be a disservice to his fans to put them through all of this and then also end on something devastating. So that's why I know for sure it's not gonna be sad. So I think Casca dying is devastating. So I don't think that's.
I don't want her to die. I'm just saying I could see like a type of ending where that
happens. Unless they both die, you think? So they both die together or something?
No.
I'm trying to understand where Lonnie's coming from. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I would say I
was saying random with that type of ending, because we were like, I think one time we were talking about like different types of endings for Berserk. And I was saying Guts and Griffith fighting to the death, yada yada yada, and somehow, some way, Casca they're about to do like that final blow type situation, and Casca gets in the middle of it to stop them from fighting. I could see.
That's dumb.
Or she tries to save Guts from Griffith.
It would make no sense. It would completely betray the character that you've seen her on for her to do that. And she would just jump in and try to fight the nigga with Guts.
Yeah,
I would say, like, the only way I can see her jumping is to save Guts. I don't see her doing a thing where, you remember Sakura try to jump between Naruto and Sasuke? Like, stop it. Like, she would never do that. Because first of all, I'm pretty sure she won't do Griffin dead. She's not going to try to just stop them from fighting. Just to stop them from fighting. I think she would only jump in to help Guts fight. But
it's probably not happening. But I'm just saying, like, it was just one of those theories, like, oh, this could happen. But
no, I feel you.
The only other reason that I also fight against that, she knows what everything that's happened, and she's stuck in this Groundhog Day thing where she can't remember anything. There's a reason why he took that ability for her memory to go away again. Because now that he knows that she knows. The minute she gets free, she might see the nigga and swing immediately, no matter what's going on. No matter, like, she could still be in that princess fucking dress and still swing on the nigga.
Question for you guys.
To answer you.
Yeah. You got it.
Okay. Yeah. So he died right around because I don't want to spoil nothing. It's basically the end of, they finally make it to an island. And a lot of things happen to a lot of various characters. It's basically his last chapter was like the final chapter of the arc. It's very well done. It's beautiful. You gotta, I think he has Ty or Lonnie. How many arcs do you think he has before he gets there? I think he has a couple.
Before he gets to which
before
part?
he gets to where the part where Mirror dies.
Where is he at right now?
The chapter number is 364. Was his last chapter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say, wait, Miles, where are you at?
Me, I just ended the golden age arc, and
so
Kai, he's on Conviction.
Okay, so
you got a couple miles before you get to Conviction, I think.
Yeah.
It's just Lost Children's, which is it's a piece of Conviction arc. It's kind of like the first part of the Trinity exams as an overall part, like the written test. It's like a part. It's like a little small part of Conviction.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So he has Lost Children, which is part of Conviction. If you want to say Lost Children is a separate arc, it's like a mini arc, then fine. Then you say Lost Children, Conviction, and then you have Millennium Falcon. Then you have Fantasia.
Yeah,
but
this just Conviction arc is massive. It's a massive arc.
So I went back to, and y'all, I'm gonna send y'all this interview from him. So he said a lot of things that might be interesting, but he did say that he couldn't imagine giving his fans. I'm gonna drop in Discord. He couldn't imagine giving his fans such a grim ending after such a long story. So that's why I have confidence that Guts and Costa are gonna live, just based off of that. But
I agree with you and Santo. I think the world building and everything is enough sadness that we need. We don't need any more sadness as far as like an ending is concerned. Let that be the happiest part of the story.
So much shit happens, and the Golden Age, Miles, to give you comparison, the Golden Age is one of the really good arcs. Like a lot of really happy shit happens there. And Ty, Lonnie, you guys know some crazy shit happens in the Golden Age, and I'm like, from then on, it's like the way I describe it to a few of my friends. I'm like, it's like Guts just repeatedly getting kicked in the nuts for like mundane things. Oh, you accidentally spilled the orange juice. He gets kicked in the nuts. Like you do the most mundane things and he's just getting punished for it. It's unfair. That's the way. It's unfair. It really is.
There's some happy moments in there though. There's some.
Yeah. No, there absolutely are. You can't just have 100% like bad, sad moments. But like, bro, how much you think, Ty? Like 80%, 85? I'm gonna go up to like 90.
Let me think. Lost Children is pretty dark.
Lost Children's dark. How Conviction starts. Oh god.
The Conviction's kind of crazy. I mean, they're. Let me think. I think Fantasia was relatively pleasant actually, and also the end of Conviction and then the end of Millennium Falcon when they're traveling to Fantasia. That's actually pretty. It's not just death, destruction,
you're right.
devastation. And then Fantasia is actually now how Fantasia ends is but
Miles, you might put the book down for a little bit after Fantasia. I'm not gonna hold you. That's what I did. It
was too much.
No,
I was fuck, bro.
Something crazy.
Nigga, we can fight. It's the combination, my nigga. It's the combination. That's why it's bad.
Well, I have a question for you, Miles. Where did you finish Golden Age or?
Like I said, I didn't really read it or watch it. It was like through reaction content, so I'm missing like bits and pieces of me watching it through YouTube. Yeah.
Watch the movies. I think.
I was gonna say this when I first read Berserk. My brother put me onto it, and I'm glad I read it at like 23. Because also kids, if you're out there under 18, honestly, bro, do not read Berserk. It's not for you. But when I read it, at the end, I think you should be like at least like maybe early 20s. I don't think this is suitable for 18-year-olds. But I read Berserk. Yeah, I don't think so. Nah. I would say I read Berserk, and then I finished the Golden Age arc, and I asked my brother. I said, so he told me. So my favorite chapter in Berserk is Wounds. Essentially, when him and Casca are intimate, like that section was fire. I was like, wow, this is actually beautiful. Mm-hmm. And my brother said there's something later. For me. Both of those, that one, Cracks in a Blade. Those are my top 3 sections probably. But my brother said there's a section later on that'll make you feel the way Wounds made you feel. But then after Golden Age ended, I was like, tell me what chapter was that? And he's referring to the one that made you mad, but the beginning of it was like it made you feel good. I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? But then when that encounter happens and then the memory starts flowing back, I was like, oh my gosh, bro. But I literally asked my brother, I said, how far away am I from the good stuff? Because I can't handle this actually. So in the gold age, I was like, I had to take a break. I was like, all right, man, this is a lot.
I'm not obviously Lonnie's built different. I took breaks, Miles, when I was reading.
It's definitely probably, if not the first, the second heaviest story I've ever read. The first being like the cyberpunk stuff is actually really, really heavy. That's also why I'm leaning into the I don't want a sad ending, because all of cyberpunk's endings are sad. And I'm talking not the game, I'm talking like their actual verse. All their legends, heroes, enigmatic figures all have tragic endings. There's no positivity in Night City. So I'm kind of hoping that this world has some positivity, like a light at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, I'd say between that and then the anime or the manga that Lonnie recommended to me, those are the only stories that I want to say are kind of comparatively heavy. That story you sent me, Lonnie, is just sick. I don't remember the name. I read it, but that shit was it's just sick. It was just a sick story.
That's barely in my top 5 of heaviest.
That shit's sick, bro. It was.
You're just a weird dude, bro. That's what I'm learning. You're just a weird dude.
Super popular manga. What are you talking about?
Like, I got to the halfway point and I was repulsed. Like, it's sick.
Wait, I have a question. Have y'all read? Speaking of like happy endings, I read this series called Burning Effect recently. Have y'all ever heard of Burning Effect? It's like a manhwa.
I've heard of it. I've never read it.
What's it called?
It's called Burning Effect. It was on Webtoons, but it got taken off, and it was on Tapas, but you can find it online. And I read the whole thing because it had the same main theme as my story. And my friend said I should read it, so I read it. And I was like, I got some actually some really good ideas from it, but the ending was actually really good. I was like, man, it's something about happy ending. And this is why I think that a lot of kids' stories are usually the most popular, like Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks, is because when you have a happy ending, it makes people feel good inside. That's why I think they're so popular. But
Chad, if y'all need something heavy, because I don't think Berserk is that bad. If y'all need to read something, go on Webtoons and read The Horizon. It's only like 5.
Oh, don't do that to them, bro.
Is that heavy? It's heavy,
bro. It's like 24 chapters.
No,
like,
I don't even think it's even 24.
Either way, it was actually like a manhwa that somebody did for a contest, Lonnie, and they won.
The same person that makes The Boxer.
And
I need to read that. I heard it was good.
I'll send it to you on Discord. I'll DM you. I'll DM you the link. It's really good, but it's, bro, that Lonnie, that one chapter when they meet the other couple, fucking, like, that's one of the chapters where like I had to put the fucking the book down.
Total chapters.
It's really good. Like Lonnie, Miles, Ty. It's really good. It's really good, but it's gonna fuck you up. It's gonna fuck you
like
up.
The first 5 pages, you'll be like, "Oh, this is something."
Nigga, when he's trying to like help his mom, because I don't want to spoil, bruh.
I ain't gonna lie. There's something about. Well, actually, don't tell me. I'm about to say it doesn't have an ending or not. Don't tell me actually. But some sadness, it's something that makes me get emotional, bro. I do look enjoy it. I ain't gonna lie.
This ain't about emotion, Ty. This is some. The Horizon is some shit. Like I said, just look at like the first 3 to 4 pages, so you'll just be like, "Oh, this is gonna be a different type of story." And there's only 21 chapters.
All right, but
my favorite part.
I'm gonna lock in.
Yeah, it's on Webtoons.
You could. It's. I'll send you one where you can watch for. But my favorite part of the Horizon, like, it does a lot of its talk through its art. Not a lot of text bubbles at all. You're just kind of. It really does a really good job of putting you in the world that the characters are in.
Really,
I really like that. I think more manga should do that.
It really makes you think.
You said what?
Humanity, like how bad can humanity actually?
I'm about to say, I think Chainsaw Man does that well. Chainsaw Man does a lot of visual storytelling. I mean, Fujimoto in general, a lot of his one shots do that too.
I've noticed, like, obviously Lonnie can read a lot of like heavy stuff. Ty, I like emotion like that if it's done well. Like, I don't need you to do, like, the Eclipse is so good because of everything that happens before it. You know what I mean? But if you just do the Eclipse, that's not gonna work. Like, oh Jesus, somebody pray for Smoke. Bro, wilding right now.
Henny, yeah.
but when emotion is done very well, or something is done very well, like, I really like that, and I try to find stories like that, because I think right now I only have like probably 5 or 6 stories. I'm too scared to get any more recommendations from Lonnie, because I'm still reeling from Good Night Poon Poon, whatever the fuck that was. That was a weird ass story, man.
But it's great. It's great.
It's magnificent, but I can't do 3 or 4 of those for you. And like give me like at least a couple months in between.
So we're at the
manga, y'all.
So Lonnie says, I wouldn't take any of his recommendations. We're about kind of like the halfway point of the show today. I appreciate everybody for coming along. As usual, be sure to like and subscribe. That helps us out a great deal. And check out our link tree for all things us. You can find us on Apple Music, find us on Spotify, Patreon, our members only, where we have original content, ranging from Santos top 10s to things like me and Riddell watching Game of Thrones, among other things. Yo, Kent, you here, by the way? You chilling, bro? Kent
yeah, man. Oh, yeah, I'm chilling, man.
Just making sure. How you doing? I'm hoping you're doing good. In a second here, we're gonna get to our main topic. I'm gonna let you get your stuff off, Kent, because you always be having some pretty cool shit to get off. But we're gonna get into our main topic. It's gonna be we're gonna design a One Piece crew. We did it on the main show. We did our own thing. But this One Piece crew is going to be one that is meant to invade the Naruto world. And there's a couple caveats to add to it that we're going to get into when it's time to draft. But we, of course, as usual, got some icebreakers to kind of get the juices flowing. We got a would you rather with some anime questions, and then I got a quick blind ranking for us to do as well, based off of like some depressing anime worlds to live in. Anything you want to get off real quick, Kent, before I get started?
Nah, man. I appreciate it though, but I ain't got nothing really too crazy to get off though.
You're not top 5, by the way. I can stand on business. Santo not here.
First and foremost, Yu Yu Hakusho, it is top 5. You know what's so funny? Because today my son had end of the year testing, so I had to go take him to his testing site, and so he said he wanted to listen in on. He said he wanted to listen in on one of you guys' podcasts because he's 14, so he's starting to come around to really getting into anime and things of that nature. And I took him directly to the top 10 casuals list, and he was listening to it, and he was like, well, Dad, why didn't anybody name Yu Yu Hakusho? I was like, because these guys are Frenchmen and they have poor taste.
Damn.
Chill out.
Hey, why the French gotta get a the French get is crazy.
Hey man, French stocks are up right now. Leave them alone.
I mean, I'm a Spurs fan. I love Wemby, but I'm kidding. But I told him, I was like, yeah, I said, everybody has, a difference of opinions. I said, but for the most part, I said, I enjoyed it, but he was just kind of wondering why, like, because me being, an older gentleman and having watched anime, I kind of threw him into like starting off with Yu Yu Hakusho and Dragon Ball and what I think I got him started on Zatch Bell too, but he's really yeah, I really love Zatch Bell, and because of watching and listening to you guys, I got him into Blue Lock. I'm not really into like the whole sports genre, but he really loves Blue Lock. So, and then he really enjoyed you guys' video that you guys made from the end of the season or end of the year rankings. So that really caught him off guard. But that's all, man. I ain't got nothing too crazy, Miles.
Hold on, Ken. I got a question for you. I got a question for him though, real quick. So,
yes, sir.
Pertaining to what we just spent damn near an hour talking about, how do you feel about more like mature stories? You said he's 14, he's starting to, he's in high school, he's starting to kind of get his social structure together. How do you feel about him being introduced to more mature stories? Like, I still be like, don't show him Berserk. At least wait till like he's 16 to 17, like wait, but in terms of more mature stories, how do you feel about that?
Well, for me, kind of the way I grew up. I mean, a lot of us know when we were getting into anime, it was kind of like a thing you either did on your own or, you had friends from high school. So when it comes particularly to stories like Berserk, Gantz, Tokyo Ghoul, I kind of throw a Kame ga Kill in there just because of the speed at which the I don't know if I can really say that, how the offing of characters happens as quickly in that series. For those, I will kind of let him know that those exist, like Parasite, Claymore, those type of things. But if he chooses to watch those, I will, allow him to watch those as he gets older, not at this age, not 14, 15, 16, 17. I guess it's kind of like the range at which, if I can prevent it from happening up until then, I'll do the best I can do with that situation. But, quiet is kept. I think there's a lot of maturity and a lot of mature issues that happens in a lot of animes nowadays, whereas you kind of look at it from the standpoint of it's just part of the base show. But I mean, Naruto covers bullying from the very beginning. It covers orphans from the very beginning. It deals with I would say, how to deal with, you've seen two different sides of one kid who lost his family and how he was perceived in the village, and then another kid who lost his family and how he was perceived in the village. So you have that with Naruto. You have, I know I can say it. There's a lot of mature themes that happens within the story of Yu Yu Hakusho. Whether you look at it from Shinsui's point of him seeing the black tapes, where you saw all the evil deeds that mankind had done and how it changed his mindset from wanting to protect humans to asking Yusuke the question of who's more evil, the humans or the demons. So, just different things of that nature. And so, I mean, I think the mature content, as far as like the gore and things of that nature that some of these animes do possess, I want to hold off another couple of years. But for the most part, there's a lot of mature underlying themes in a lot of animes nowadays. So it's just about, especially with me being a parent, it's just really making sure that he kind of understands that it's a show. But if there's any questions he has about it for real life, I can kind of help him break it down. You know what I mean?
For sure. No, for sure.
I got you. I appreciate that. My bad, Miles. I just had to get his opinion on that.
No, we all for fatherhood here, and we're all for passing down anime to the next generation. We all started watching anime, reading manga when we were very young. So it matters. It's an important thing. To get these juices flowing, I went ahead and posted a link. I'm going to post it one more time so people can start coming up. We're going to start with the would you rather. I'm just going to ask you guys some questions. You're going to get two options, and y'all going to pick. So our first question is, would you rather be able to catch Pokemon in real life or bring dual monsters from Yu-Gi-Oh! Into the real world?
Or bring dual monsters to what?
Into the real world. So your dark magicians, your dragons.
I think dual monsters are fucking nuts. You see some of them?
Yeah, what to say?
Give me Pokemon.
Monsters be wild.
Man, I want the dual monsters. Y'all tripping.
Nah, give me.
Hell no.
Miles, imagine you walking in Walmart, just going in there to pick up some cereal, and all of a sudden you see a raw to sky dragon just come out of nowhere, and all you was trying to do was pick up Frosted Flakes. Bro, you'll lose your mind.
I'm trying to see who summoned them so we can get right.
Miles, you're not thinking all the way. Like, yo, give me 10 minutes with those harpy ladies.
Man, no. For
see?
every for every harpy, there's gonna be like 4. Because if they make that shit in real life, the first motherfucker to figure out or find all the blue eyes white dragons. Because remember, Seto always had a club of them on him at all times. Like that's gonna be fucking. Like that's gonna be fucking. Give me that's gonna be Elon Musk. My nigga gonna pull out 4 blue eyes white dragon because he can. Like,
could you imagine? Could you imagine Kanye pulling out an Obelisk the Tormentor? Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro.
we think Twitter rants are the worst thing we got. Yeah, Kanye with Yu-Gi-Oh cards would be crazy.
Kanye's deck would be absolutely outrageous, bro.
Like the people that he hate would be in absolute danger. Israel gotta pack a whole bunch of Monster Reborns or something.
I'm good.
That's crazy.
All right. Also, one more done it. Kai, what's going on, man? Welcome, y'all.
What's up, man?
What's good?
Next question. I hope everybody has watched Kill la Kill. This is gonna be a Kill la Kill related question.
Shit.
You get to have Ryuko's suit, right? But you have to be naked all the time and constantly give it your blood. But you get all the powers associated with having a suit. Would you rather wear it or would you not?
As somebody who's in the gym 5 days out the week, I ain't gonna lie. Give me the suit.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna hold you. That would
I'm
would
not
low
gonna lie, I
key.
haven't watched that.
I'm not gonna hold you. I think that would like low key make me like live my life better. Like I wouldn't eat as bad as I do. I'd work out. I'd definitely work out a lot more. You know what I mean? God damn, Sauce.
Oh, Shemite.
My nigga. Get home. Let me
know when I can unmute you. Your mic is going a little crazy. Just type it out in the chat for me. Listen, man. But if y'all like a little bit of man boobs, a little bit of stomach hanging out, nigga, I'm rocking a suit, man. Y'all just gonna have to get used to it. I need my powers. My powers, man.
I'm gonna do it. It's just like I don't want to be looking dusty. Like it legitimately, it probably like make my life better for real.
I'll put it to you this way, Miles. Anybody who grew up during the WWF and WWE era, if you found yourself enjoying Rikishi, I don't.
Where we gotta put our pride aside. Some of y'all be capping, man. All right. On to our next question. You've magically been gifted with supernatural powers, but you have to fight with one person immediately after obtaining them. Would you rather fight Vegeta? Or would you rather fight Saitama?
I could talk Saitama down. What are we talking about?
No, you have to fight. You're fighting.
I have to fight him?
You have to fight.
I'm fighting Vegeta. I could gaslight Vegeta into making mistakes. If 18 could do it, I could do it.
I'm fighting Saitama.
Yeah, I'm fighting Saitama.
My thing is, what's the extent of the powers?
You're reasonably strong. Like, okay, I'll say this.
Can I teleport?
Ken, you're not gonna be able to beat either one. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. But you can contend with them. You can hang. Obviously, you're inexperienced. You're new at the powers, all of that good stuff. But you can hang. If you punch Vegeta or Saitama, well, obviously Saitama don't get hurt, but they'll flinch. But they're gonna give it up with you.
I could gaslight Vegeta into waste.
These are two of my top 10 favorite characters too.
No. We gonna box, Miles. Don't get me wrong. We gonna box. But I'm gonna be gaslighting him to the point this fight ain't gonna be as long as y'all think it's gonna be.
Do y'all forget who Vegeta is?
Yeah, he's gonna carry on beating you up and
that's what I'm saying. I'm like I wanna. Oh man.
If 18, I'm gonna say 18 and Cell could do it, I could do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Saitama, man, because I got too much love and respect to be banging it out with Vegeta like that anyway.
I'll say this.
I'm gonna murk you.
It's gonna be a tough fight either way. And yes, Saitama's gonna put the beats on you, but he's not gonna enjoy himself while it's happening. That nigga Vegeta gonna be having a time of his life fighting you, and I don't think I'm up for that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but even
oh, now you can go again.
No, what I was gonna say was, but even given that though, random, it's like when Miles said it, it's like if I'm able to contend and bang with him, yeah, he might get the best of me, but if I'm able to bang with him, even up to the point where he's like using the serious punch and everything of that nature, if I can get to that point where I'm seriously fighting him and he's using that much of his strength, then I mean, I feel like I stand a fair chance in that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Y'all think? I just think y'all
forget Namek.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Vegeta and Namek was on a killing spree, and the way he was killing them people, like with Berta, I don't know what he did. He did some flying knee drop onto his neck, killed him.
Hold on. I'm not fighting pre-Bulma Vegeta. Okay, I'm not fighting that nigga.
Vegeta's a homicidal maniac.
I'm fighting post Bulma Vegeta is a different nigga. Except for that one time he went crazy with the Majin symbol. But I'm not fighting that nigga either. Let me fight the Vegeta that just punched Trunks in the face when Gohan was going to high school. Let me fight that.
Man, anybody whose next power up is titled Ultra Ego, I'm not finna deal with that, bro. Because he don't care nothing about you, dog. Like
random. He's gonna punch you. You're gonna punch him, and then he's gonna lick his lips like he did against like Semi-Perfect Cell when he had. And
I'm gonna get to gaslighting right there. y'all act like this finna be a brawl. No, it's not. I'm finna be gaslighting and teleporting places. My nigga gonna use a Final Flash at least twice, and I'm gonna teleport both them bitches. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
And then last one, and then we'll get into the main topic. Who would you rather have as your bodyguard? King from One Punch Man or Usopp from One Piece?
King.
Saitama comes every time you're in danger because he's in danger.
Nah, let me get Usopp.
I'm picking Big Us.
Let me get Usopp.
Man,
You see, y'all gambling on Saitama coming in the luck.
He's always there, my nigga. He's always there.
But Usopp is more consistently reliable. We saw what happened the one time the King engine didn't work. Random, he fucking died.
Okay, thank you. I was about to say.
So we're saying there's a nigga who's as powerful as Cosby Figaro running around now. Now we're adding niggas.
I'm just saying he's your bodyguard, bro. There's consistent perfection, and then there's whatever King got going on. I'm picking Usopp.
From what I've heard about Usopp, he gonna fight you if it's
valuable to both of you. Listen, man.
So you gotta fight Usopp.
No, I don't. He gonna protect me, bro.
Thank you. And Usopp, he doesn't have to be near you to detect the danger for him to eliminate it either. Like we seen what he did to the Marina in his lobby. Like I think we got to put a little bit more. Now I understand that he hasn't done anything for about the last. What would you say, Miles? Like
500 chapters.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
No. He just hit Gunko last week. He indeed
did that.
He said what?
He hit a nigga.
All I'm saying is one of the niggas actually fought one of his best friends over a ship, and the other nigga he's always around.
That's nasty. That's nasty, Random. And I hate when you do stuff like that.
Is that not what happened?
Random. It's not. It wasn't just a ship. It was the ship. And the fact that you keep making it sound like it was just a ship is the problem.
What if it's like something that means that, okay, you've known Usopp long enough that you both have something of value that he will fight for. That could be like your first car, my nigga, because you about to sell it. And he's like, nah, put your fucking hands up.
Episode ready for the cry.
Listen.
I'm putting $5 down that you're gonna cry during the ship episode.
Oh, Random?
Yeah.
Random's a pussy. He's gonna start crying.
Whoa.
And you know what's crazy? Lonnie, you wanna know what's craziest? He has all of this energy right now. When he sees why Usopp is mad over the ship, Random gonna be on Usopp's side. That's the saddest shit. Random is gonna be on Usopp's side.
Because Random's whole thing is about standing on principles and being loyal and being a good friend. Yeah, thank you.
He gonna be like Luffy a bitch and Luffy a bad captain because he know what Usopp been through. And he knows that shit, man.
You know how Random does it too. He's gonna be like, man, fuck Luffy. That's a
why. Milani, he's gonna text the group chat. Slap me in for Let's Get Negative. I'm talking about Luffy. Watch.
Now add Zoro and Sanji to that list as well.
He's going. He's going to throw Zoro in there. You know he is. That's crazy, Brandon. That's crazy.
Slandered. I'm getting so slandered for something I haven't even watched yet.
Because the way you spoke about it, you said he fought him over it. It wasn't a ship, though.
Kid. I've never seen the fucking show. I was trolling.
Nah, we don't troll about that one. Not that one.
You're the person I'm most excited to watch One Piece because seeing what agendas you cling to is just going to be a sight to see. It's going to be fun.
Well, it's coming to Patreon real soon.
$10. Kobe's going to be his favorite character, y'all. He going to fuck with Kobe.
W pick though. That's a W pick.
No, it's not, bro. No, it's not. Bro, Kobe,
no, it's not. I don't think I've ever heard Miles say a nice thing about Kobe.
Be obnoxious with it. I'm gonna hate it.
Kobe a bitch. Kobe a bitch. All right.
You know what? I'd actually take a puncher's chance at. I think for Random, it'll either be Sanji or Jinbei. Actually,
he's not gonna like Sanji.
No.
You don't think so? I like Sanji. I don't have a problem with Sanji.
I think Random's gonna get tired of that gimmick for way too long, and then also if he does like Sanji, Also, if he likes Sanji, we're gonna clown him for it and say he just likes all the characters with the weird cases. So I know he's not gonna like Sanji off that alone.
But that's the thing. That's random though. The slice of life, the Mashoko Tensei. Like I'm saying, so I would not be too far fetched, bro.
Sanji, because the last episode that came out, my friend that you argued with, he was telling me in random that like that also confirmed his theory.
Oh my God, you've been talking about that shit for months to the point.
Oh, you know what? But you know what? You want to know what? You want to know what? I'm a grown man and I'm a bigger person. He was right. You can tell him. He was right.
Okay.
It's dumb, but he was right. The anime definitely, and just to fill everybody in, I got into an argument with Lonnie and Random's friend. He was talking about it was Sanji's Lady Radar. And at the time, I wasn't all the way sold on it. I just thought it was just an extended part of his gag. But the anime, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, they've pretty much all in and completely tied it to his hockey and everything. They made a very, very big deal about basically leaning on his hockey only working for women, which is completely useless to the Pirate King. But anyway, that's Sanji's hockey. He can only find women and not threats or anything actually important to our survival. So, congrats to Sanji.
Is a woman.
He got observation hockey.
What?
Women edition.
Luffy don't fight no chicks, so no, it's not important, man.
I would say, Twitter is going crazy about the Sanji observation because he didn't sense the presence of the Holy Knights.
And you know who did?
No, of
Saturn. And you know who did? Chopper.
Yep.
Stay woke.
Yeah, that's what.
Stay woke. Stay woke.
And
stay woke.
They're going crazy on Twitter about that.
We're gonna shift once again. Thanks everybody who's been sticking around. We got some beautiful people in here watching tonight. Be sure to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. But it's main topic time. We're gonna be making a One Piece pirate crew to invade the Naruto universe. I don't want y'all to only focus on the fighting aspect of it. They're here to create their own village and stick around for a little bit. So they got to be able to come into the Narutoverse. They got to obviously be able to throw hands and contend, but they got to be able to set up a civilization, set up a village, create an infrastructure, be able to manage units for war, resources, all of those things. One thing I want you to keep in mind, normally our drafts, chemistry doesn't matter. I want y'all to have some chemistry in picking these people. If you pick motherfucking Akainu, obviously he cannot work with any pirates. So if you pick that guy, just know where you stand. And I'm not going to be too harsh about it. Blackbeard, as an example, we know he lives for wanton destruction, all of that good stuff. But he is a charismatic guy. People can get along with him, and he's a manager of men. Just be smart about it. I use the Akainu as an example because it's very obvious. If there's a pirate on the team with him, they just automatically won't be able to work together because Akainu doesn't like pirates. He doesn't respect their, what they live by. All right, let me share my screen. Random, you playing? You don't watch One Piece. You want to try?
I mean,
you know what? I know. Random. I'll do this for you.
Yeah.
You can make yourself a Naruto team to stop our teams.
Fuck. All right.
But I have to limit you heavily though.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Because you get the whole verse. So let me see. I'm gonna limit you. You can get one dead nigga. So one person who's not alive anymore.
Okay.
You can only get 2 Kages.
Fuck.
So that's 3 people. You can get. How do I make it fair? You can get 5 Jonin. And then you can get 2 of anybody else.
Let me see if I can actually do this real quick.
You watch Naruto?
No. To be honest with you, I just kind of want to, because the way I was gonna do it is like, but this, like, whenever we have the Krillin Naruto debate, and then Lonnie's always like, what happens if he gets hit by this? I want to be able to ask those questions. Can I just, because that's what I want to do. I'm just going to ask questions to each team.
Is there a big difference in speed between One Piece and Naruto?
Not too much. It's all relatively the same.
Yeah, I think they're all relative.
Oh, these are One Piece characters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Let me. I'm in. So you said I could only have one dead person.
Well, so when I say one dead person, I mean to limit to you can't have Madara and Hashirama and this nigga and that nigga. So you get one dead nigga, you get two people that are Kages,
2 Kage,
5 Jonin,
5,
and then you get 2 just like free slots or whatever.
Okay.
And Kages that are alive.
A lot, yeah. I hope you got that random.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I can't be like, oh, I got Hashirama, and then I'm gonna go get Naruto because now I got 2 Kage. You know what I mean?
Well, you can do that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but like I couldn't count them both as the Kage, and I still got a dead nigga slot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen.
So so I just draft along with everybody else, but I'm gonna
you'll just go out waiting. You'll go.
I might wait until everybody else is done, and then I'm gonna draft my team.
No, you're gonna draft right with us.
Okay.
And then I think Sauce left, so I'll take Sauce off. So we got myself, Lonnie, Kai, Dre, who is Moo, Leon. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and Kent. Forgot Kent. And random. How am I gonna do this? Let me think. Easy way, alphabetical order. Kai, go first. Who you getting?
You know we're going with Mihawk.
You're so unserious. Are you serious, bro?
What's the problem?
You know, it's your list. It's your list, bro.
Oh, that was a serious pick. Oh, okay.
Can't. Who you got?
Can I
I've never heard
second?
anything nice about Mihawk coming out of Miles' mouth. Never in my life.
He's not a bad character at all, Random. Mihawk is a dog, but
nigga,
the number one pick.
Miles talk about Mihawk.
He's something.
The way Miles talk about Mihawk, I'm prepared to straight up hate this man when we start watching this shit.
The thing is, like, he has a lot of aura, Random. And, you know, Miles don't really like aura niggas.
Oh,
hey,
yo,
hey, that's a bad narrative they're trying to start here. We know I like aura. What I don't like is niggas who got aura and don't use it. The nigga don't use shit.
There's no need to use it.
Now there's no. You know what? Yo, Cat, pick before this dude get me mad.
I feel you, Miles. Mihawk is the guy with a lot of word of mouth, but no rap sheet. I feel you.
He was in the field. He was shooting dudes up. He was stealing, but it ain't nobody that can verify that this was being done. That's who Mihawk is.
He pieced up Zoro with that toothpick.
And what did he do to Vista? Anyway, yo, Cat.
I got you.
And you trigger my trap card, my nigga.
How many picks do we get, Miles?
We're getting 10.
That's gonna be.
So don't waste it. Don't waste.
I know, right?
Did I say our limitations?
Nope.
No.
I'm sorry, I skipped that. So obviously the teammate chemistry, you get one Yonko level person who's currently alive. You get one Yonko person that's currently dead. You get one Admiral level person. So, you know, obviously there's implications there. If you say the name, we all watch One Piece. It'll get vetoed if you're tripping. And then everybody else doesn't matter. So just one Yonko alive, one Yonko dead, one Admiral as characters. Just to throw names around there. Old Rayleigh's like an Admiral level guy. Old Gabon. Shit like that. We'll say the God Knights are around that level. Shit like
that. Village leader for me. Let me go Jinbei.
Kai, you want Mihawk to, I can't.
Wait, so the first one is
Jinbei.
The first pick is
about Mihawk.
Well, no, that's
whatever you want it to be.
The first pick is whatever you want, but this is his leader. I'm just hating on Mihawk, Dre. Don't get worried. I'm just hating on you. Okay. Alana, you're up.
Big Mom.
Good pick.
Fuck it. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong screen. Fucking pussy. Oh, we got a super chat. I didn't see it, and if you didn't see it, you didn't tell me you a hoe. Lonnie or Kent, please beat that tall man that can't make fast break layups. I know nigga not talking about me. Is he talking about me?
He probably talking about unless if he's watching the game, he's talking about Miles Turner. But Donovan Mitchell gave them niggas 43 tonight. But the refs, I don't know if they're gonna make it out the arena. I'm not gonna. Miles has been that bad.
Really,
bro? The Pacers coach got a technical.
He's talking about me, motherfucker. He's talking about me.
Yo, hold up, real quick, Miles. Are you really 6'5"?
I'm like, with shoes on, yeah.
My nigga, I got it. I'm not gonna hold you, Miles. I always thought you was like 5'10".
So, okay, have you met Trent before in real life?
I'm gonna meet him at Money in the Bank.
When you meet Trent, me and Trent are the same height.
Damn.
Yeah, me and Trent are the same height. So I'll be cheating just a little bit. But yeah, depending on what I got on my feet, I'm 6'4", 6'5", for sure. No cap.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm 6'2" with the right what color? I'm 6'2" in some Vans. So I know I'm comfortably in 6'2". Let me throw some J's on. I'll start cabbing and be like, I'm 6'3". I mean
I don't know where this hate for this is crazy hate. What did I do?
Remember, he off that Henny. He off that Henny, Miles.
What? Yo, Leon. Leon, it's on you. Go ahead.
I just want to clarify, I'm not caught up on One Piece, but give me Whitebeard.
Y'all niggas is taking all of the actual non-troll good picks, man. Fuck. Man. I got Roger, man. Oh, wait, actually, it's not my turn. Move, go ahead.
Boy, you sad. You sad.
Damn.
Give me Luffy.
That's a good pick. I still got Roger. See, God is good.
Yeah, you.
That's a nice way of keeping it fair.
Random, who's going to be your first Naruto person to thwart our plans?
Hold on. I'm gonna use one of my free slots. I'm gonna get Kaguya as my free slot.
This nigga's a freak. We got something for her ass though.
By the way, Aliens was not what I saw in the ending of Naruto, and we don't. I feel like we don't talk about that enough. Like that, bro just made like 4 decisions. I was like, what the fuck is happening? You was cooking. You was cooking in the arc.
Like we do in all drafts, we're doing Snake. So
so we just not gonna talk about that.
We always do Snake.
No, never mind.
Oh, you talking about the aliens?
Yeah.
If you watch Boruto, it's okay. Or if you read it, it's okay. If you don't, it's ass. Now, so I'll say where they're at with the aliens now, how they've expanded the lore and everything. The aliens and stuff makes quite a lot of sense. And it actually adds a lot to the world building. But like I said, you just got to get into the Boruto stuff with more people.
I did ask Lonnie if I need to start reading that now, so I can just kind of keep up a little bit.
You kind of learn that they operate with like genetic code, and they can like implant it into people, and they eventually like resurrect through people by implanting genetic code. And you learn more about chakra. You learn that ninjutsu, all of that stuff is like fraudulent, and it's not the real thing at all. You get to really learn a lot about the Naruto world, bigger than the Earth. But like I said, Boruto. Who do I want? I'm taking Dr. Vegapunk.
I thought we were doing Snake.
Yeah. Was that not last?
So doesn't that mean random? But doesn't that mean that random?
I'm next.
Random. It don't matter what random do. He get to pick whatever he want. He goes last every time.
Okay. My fault.
He's the only one picking Naruto people. He doesn't interfere on our draft.
Okay, my fault. My bad, Miles.
Go ahead, Moo.
Give me Ben Beckman.
You don't even know nothing about this guy. What Ben Beckman do?
One of the smartest in the One Piece.
Yeah, get off them data books, nigga.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Leon, go ahead.
Let me get Shanks.
He knows something. He know about that, nigga. Oh, I put snacks. Schmanks.
That's gonna
I can't spell right now.
That's gonna be a crazy clip, Miles. That's gonna be a crazy clip.
Lonnie, who you got?
Yeah, bro, moving like you were Dale right now.
Kaido.
He just picking niggas. They do got chemistry though. They do.
They have.
They do.
That's what I said. I said they do. They do. Kent, you up?
If anyone takes the pick I wanted to take, I'm gonna crash out.
Let me get Law.
Law wasn't gonna make it.
Law wasn't about to make it.
Yeah. Frankie.
That was one of my picks. Random. So you lost one of your free slots.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get Shikamaru. My favorite. He's amazing. Give me a whole spin-off of him, Miles, and I'd love it.
There's a light novel about him. Kai, you're up again.
Fujitora.
Let me hop on Amazon real quick.
Taking my niggas, bro.
Man.
Can't go ahead.
That's crazy. I gotta go back to the chalkboard now.
Taking the good people that's decently strong.
Mm-hmm.
And Miho.
No, we're not talking about that. Not even mentioning
Got Jinbei, got Law. You know what? I'm gonna show some respect to my guy before somebody mess around and take him. Let me get my boy Chopper, man.
It's not a bad pick.
That's a good pick.
You're gonna need a medic out there.
Yeah, that is a good pick.
Lonnie, you got?
I was gonna get him.
Oh, I got Kuzan.
Leon, who you got?
That nigga just stole my pick. What's Chopper dad name?
Dr. Hero look, nigga?
Yeah.
You sad. Nigga just looking for a doctor.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yo, Dre, who you got?
Give me Dr. Correa.
Okay. Y'all all doing the doctor's gimmick. I got y'all.
Yeah, getting the doctor out the way.
I got Kuma.
That was gonna be my next pick.
Mother.
Hey, Random, go ahead and your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna get Hashirama.
Okay, so you got no more debt, nigga, and you lost one of your free spots.
I was struggling. I was like Hashirama or Madara the whole time, and I was like, and I remember you said chemistry is important.
I'm trying to think, who do I want? I got my old school Yonko, and I just got two regular dudes. I'm gonna get Kizaru.
Good pick. That was about to be my pick.
Go ahead, Mo.
You said who you pick? You pick Kizaru. I'm gonna pick Aramaki.
Oh, Leon.
Let me get Zoro.
Sad. Lonnie.
My pick.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Dofi.
This nigga always want a bunch of evil ass nigga.
I'm also going with chemistry. I'm going with chemistry.
I'm not hating on your shit. You just love villains. Yo, Kent, who you got? And if you get another doctor nigga, I'm gonna strangle you, boy.
I'm about to get this.
The bad part is, Miles, I was thinking about it. That's the bad part.
Nah, go ahead. Nah, it's your world. Go ahead.
You know what? No, I got to think about it smart because you took Kuma.
Just to let you know, Lonnie, you don't got no more strong niggas to pick from. You got to pick all bums. Just letting you know.
I got you. I got you.
Okay, you got your shit out.
They got some.
Let me.
They got some strong people.
Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and get Dragon.
God damn, I forgot that nigga was on the board.
Yep.
I'm going cat.
The strong
Dragon going in the 4th round is crazy. Go ahead, Kai.
Marco.
That's a good pick.
I wish my face was on the big screen right now.
You were chill about to pick Marco?
No, Marco's a bum, bro. I'm not thinking about Marco.
Yeah,
Yo, Random, go ahead, man.
Hold on.
Marco.
Okay. You know what? I mean, I got it. I gotta get the nigga Naruto. You know what I mean? I gotta get him. There's a lot of you got at least double speeches right now, my nigga.
No more Kages for you. You're done.
Shikamaru and Jonin though.
These two niggas is Hokages.
All right, my bad. Shit. What? I'm just asking, my nigga. I was just asking.
And Shikamaru Hokage. You sad, Randall.
I was asking a question, my nigga.
You sad, nigga.
That's unfair. That's fine.
Kai, go ahead.
Give me Rob Lucci.
Chemistry out the window. People in the chat, because y'all deciding who wins. Is Lucci working with Frankie?
You'll see the vision. You got.
All right. Swag. Leon, Kent, go ahead.
Let me get. Oh man.
Santo, you too loud, bro.
Let me get Rayleigh.
Lonnie.
Give me Boa.
Leon.
I'm struggling a bit. Give me Nami.
Swag. Dre.
Give me Sanji.
I got Kobe. Brandon, who you got?
I'm gonna get Sakura.
I got Captain Kidd.
No, Miles, man.
Dre?
Give me Yamato.
Leon?
Can I pick Ace?
Yeah, your team is fried.
Yeah, you are.
Lonnie.
Hey, look, my chemistry top tier.
Yo, they're not gonna be able to fuck with nobody in the Naruto verse though.
I need a doctor, right? Give me Hog back.
Yo, nigga got a fat. You know what? I'm not even gonna say the other word I was gonna say because that's not nice. But you got it.
He's a doctor.
Can't.
That's crazy because I want to go.
Santo, you too loud.
I know where I want to go. Okay, so you said old school Yonko, right?
You get one old school Yonko, one new school Yonko, and then the free pick is just any nigga that's around that Admiral-esque level, like pre-Yonko though, like Admiral-esque. So your Laws, your Kids, all of those guys are around that Admiral-esque level.
What positions do I have left, Miles?
So as far as my bad.
You have you kind of already went over the line, so I'll say none. Because I'll kind of give you I'll say Big Mom can be your old school, Kaido can be your new school, Kuzan can be your Admiral. So you got to get regular niggas.
Okay, gotcha.
So for me,
go ahead. For you,
so does Rayleigh count as my old school Yonko?
No, I would say Rayleigh's more so of your Admiral guy. Dragon's like your Yonko guy. You still got an old school fella you can get. Unless you want this to be prime Rayleigh. You want this to be Rayleigh in his prime?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a new school Admiral left. No more Yonko level niggas.
New school Admiral.
Completely forgot about the Nuggets game was today.
I think this game decides the series.
You think so?
I mean, it's a really back and forth series already. We're like in the regular season, so I think like.
So that means I can't get. No, but does that mean that I could get old man Garp?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get Garp.
Hold
on. No, bet.
I mean, OKC up early, but it's only by 3.
Kai, who you want?
Up back to back.
It's a big 3 by. So they have 14-8 right now.
Can I get Dory?
At 17-8.
Dory, the Giant.
Yeah.
Okay. Brandon, who you got?
Gonna call that? Okay. Mike guy.
Hi.
Caesar.
Caesar Clown?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it? It's AE.
Yeah.
Leon? I mean, excuse me, Kent. I'm sorry. These are next to each other. Kent? Y'all gotta explain your teams at the end. I'm just letting y'all know, so I hope y'all picking with intention.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm left with just regular people, right?
Yeah, you only got regular people you can pick from.
So like regular being like
anybody who's like anybody who's like first commander and lower. So I'd say the strongest person you could probably pick is King.
Okay, so if I'm thinking, and I'm not trying to take anybody's picks, but I'm just trying to see if this is the tier where we're at. If I'm trying to choose between either Robin or Sabo, that's good, right?
You can have either one.
Okay. Let me get Robin.
Lonnie?
I'm going King.
Leon?
Question: is this a team to beat Naruto or like?
It's a team to invade the verse, set up a village. You got to obviously be able to fight. You got to be able to make a village. You got to be able to organize people, events, doctors, everything. Think what would I need to come into the Naruto verse and make my village? We need everything done.
All that. Smart.
For sure. Can I get Sabo?
Yes. Dre?
Give me a Valkov.
Ooh, you sad. You already know what type of people gonna be in that village.
Yo, chill.
Do I want him or do I want him? Do I want him or do I want him? Do I want him or do I want him? I'm gonna get Smoker. Random, go.
All right, let me look at my team real quick.
I still got my old.
Miles just sold. I didn't even explain my team yet. Because I picked Smoker. You think about combat.
Yeah, you were talking to me about bums.
Smoker not no bum. We haven't even seen him do nothing in a while. We don't know how far he's progressed.
Same thing with me, Hawk Miles.
Nah.
Marcus got better feats than him.
Marco got better feats than who?
Smoker.
Hell no.
What's Smoker?
My nigga Smoker was getting it with Law. Marco couldn't do that.
What happened to Virgo?
Not too much. Yo, random. Save me. Make a pick.
I'm gonna take Jiraiya.
He's on the line, but all along.
Signing's a title. It's not a rank.
Yeah, that nigga's pretty damn strong to be a goddamn Joni, regular ass Joni.
Hey, I gotta work with what I got because you're saying it's the rank that they end at the end of the series is what discounts them, right?
Yeah, like whatever they're known as, like most prominently for at least the Naruto. He is a Jonin in technicality. I'm just saying that nigga pretty damn. She could have been a Hokage if he wanted to. That's neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. Who's gonna be my next pick? I got me a smart nigga. I got me a nigga that acts like a doctor even though he's not one. My fighting force is good. I need a Yonko-esque level nigga. Oh, leader of my village. Wait. I got my Admiral. I got my old school. Yep, that works. I got Sengoku.
Yo,
chill. That's the leader of my village. Yep. Sengoku. Yo, Dre.
Yo, you are sad.
Yo, Dre.
Yo, you are sad.
And I'm on brand too. I got 1, 2. I got about 5 Marines on my crew, and I'm on brand. That's great, man. Go ahead, Dre. Who you got?
Yeah, this. Man, give me Odin. Bro, you sad. You fixing Yoda.
Leon, go ahead.
All right, so this is when One Piece now started to fail me. So, give me Tom.
That's actually not a bad pick. That's a pretty good pick, all things considered. Lonnie, go ahead.
I'm trying to think outside the box, but I'm still thinking about chemistry. You know what? Off of technicality, I'm gonna go off of the mermaid princess that can control the sea beast.
Oh, sure, Hoshi.
Yeah.
Ooh. I got a banger.
Kent?
Let me get.
Damn it.
I got a banker.
That's why I'm mad. You said what they're known as.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's it.
I've got several.
Fuck.
I feel at some point I'm gonna need a weapons kind of guy.
Now, random, my Naruto list probably would have been a little different, but it's not bad. I don't think you have a bad.
Your list is not bad at all.
I'm trying to fulfill roles with my list.
I would have used a cheat code there because like you technically need a healer, but remember Naruto has crazy ass healing feats.
I mean, I understand niggas don't like Sakura, but Sakura can heal. She's the best healer.
Yeah, but I'm saying Sakura, you could have chose someone else besides Sakura and technically have Naruto as your healer.
I chose that for a reason. When we explain our list, I'll tell you why.
Miles, who was the guy that helped train Nami with the techniques and weather manipulation?
Oh, the guy from Witheria. I don't remember his name. I actually do not remember his name. But do you want that guy?
Haritas or something like that.
Hold up. I can. Give me 1 second.
I think it's like HERADAS. I think.
Yeah, Heridas. Yeah. I got it. I got you. Okay, you think about your infrastructure? Word? Kai, who you got?
Can I get Judge?
That's his little technology major that he got right there. Random, who you got?
Hold on, let me count down my slots real quick. Gone. Shit, okay, I got 2 more of those and 1. Okay, give me. Who do I have? You know what? I'm taking, even though I don't know much about him, I'm just going off what the show tells me. I'm taking Sakumo.
A nigga. He's sad. Kai, who you got?
Oh, I thought it was only 10.
This is 9.
Oh,
or can I not count? 1, 2, 3, 4,
no,
5.
because I didn't count.
No, yes, this is round 8. It's just the 10 on the side. Yeah, this is the 8th pick.
No, I'll take. Might as well get the other half. I'll take Broggy.
Who? Broggy?
Yeah.
Both Giants. Heard you. Kemp?
I'm just checking to make sure nobody picked them, Miles.
No problem.
Yeah, let me get my guy Usopp.
Good pick.
He's got a coward on the team. That's good.
Money?
It's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Katakuri.
Good pick.
Leon?
Let me get Buggy.
Dre?
Brooke. Be a concert. Come on.
I got Capone. Random?
So I have 1 more Jonin slot, 1 more free slot. Shit.
So anybody that's still around, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. It always helps us out. Also, be sure to catch our main show on Tuesdays. Always plenty of conversation there. You get to see the rest of the captains, myself, Random, Lonnie, obviously, but also Riddell and Ty. Always check us out.
feel like I'm missing a big fucking person. Hold on. Shit. I don't want to do it. I don't want to say his name because you guys will laugh at me.
Say it.
But I need. Sasuke is a free slot, not a Jonin, right?
What?
I don't think we know Sasuke's rank.
I mean, he's called the Shadow Kage, so like
You can't get.
You can't. That's a title.
He should
That's a
be the
title.
same as Naruto before Naruto becomes.
But you think he's a Jonin?
I mean, Naruto was one
level
before.
clearance.
Sasuke, yeah, you can't get Sasuke, bro.
That's why I'm saying he's a free slot because I got one left. I'm just asking because I also don't know Sasuke's rank.
I mean,
I'll allow it. You can have some.
look it up. What
You-
just to make sure.
Yeah, that's kind of OD.
That's why I was Googling it to make sure because I just didn't know. That's why I'm on my phone and I'm not getting a definitive answer. Maybe I'm just not typing it in the right way.
Yeah, he works out. They said that he works outside the ranking system.
Can't get Sasuke.
So he's a free slot.
Oh yeah. He's your free spot. I'll let you have him. He's your free spot.
Now hold on.
So you got Jonin, right?
Well, you said Shikamaru counts as a Kage.
He does technically
Either Shikamaru or Naruto got to count for either or because they're both Kages and they're both Jonin.
So if you say Shikamaru is my Jonin, then I'm gonna change what I pick now.
What? He's a Jonin.
Yeah, but you said he counts as a Kage.
He's technically a Kage. He's been a Kage for a few years.
That's what you said. You said he counts as a Kage. So I've been
Okay,
looking for.
So then, random. What was your mindset for picking Naruto then?
He was a Kage.
But if I told you Shikamaru was a Kage and I told you Hashirama's a Kage, how'd you get Naruto?
I picked Shikamaru because that's why I asked you. Was like, he counts as a Jonin, right? You said no, he's a Kage. So
yeah,
that
Hashirama's a Kage,
but he's my dead nigga. But
he's a Kage though.
I got you. But
you get one live Kage.
So this is how I approached it. The minute you said that Shikamaru is a Kage, that means that Hashirama only counts as a dead dude. I can't use him as a Kage. It's how the series remembers him. He was dead.
When I first gave you the rules, you literally broke it down. You said, so if I pick a dead nigga that's also a Kage, does that count for both my slots? I said yes. You gotta rewind the live. You said that.
That is not what I asked.
Rewind the live.
This is what I said. I said if I pick Hashirama,
yes,
I can't say no. He counts as my Kage instead of a dead nigga because you said no. It's how we remember him. He was dead. He wasn't a Kage.
No, I didn't say nothing about remembering.
I swear to God, I asked that question.
The word "remember" never left my mouth.
Because that's
Roddy, why. I mean, random. Your team is fried. You can't get Sasuke. Pick somebody else, nigga.
That's what I'm working with.
Pick somebody else. Pick somebody else. Pick somebody else, nigga. Pick somebody else, man. Damn it.
Before you even start, you can't say Obito either because he was technically a Kage.
And I'm not gonna lie, this nigga was a Kage candidate too. So you being slick. You being slick.
But they were Kage.
You being slick. You being slick. That's why.
Jirai was offered to be the fourth Hokage, but he turned it down.
They did not let Sakumo be the Hokage because he was an Uchiha. So they picked Minato instead. because of his achievements and valor in the battlefield.
Before that, they asked Jiraiya before they even asked Minato or Sakumo, and Jiraiya said no. So technically, Jiraiya is a Hokage candidate.
I'm thinking of Fugaku, not Sakumo, but he was a candidate.
Do that to me, bro.
He was a candidate too. This is what you call it.
They're Jonin. What you want me to work with? They're Jonin.
I'm saying you was being slick. I didn't say I'm holding it against you. I just said you was being slick.
No, I got you. But Lonnie making it seem like they gotta leave the board. And
let's count your team, random.
Yeah.
Jonin, you agree.
Yes.
Jonin, you agree.
Yes.
Jonin, you agree.
Yes.
Jonin, you agree.
Yes.
What is Naruto for you?
Kage.
What is Hashirama for you?
The dead nigga.
What's this nigga then?
Kage.
Oh, you disgusting. And then GJ free slot.
Yes, because that's what you said.
All right.
You said Shikamaru responses to Kage.
You get a free slot, no Sasuke, nigga. That's what you get.
So I still got to get another Jonin bet.
Yeah, remember there's 2 picks after this, so you get a free slot and you got 1 more Jonin left. All right, who you picking? And we still waxing your niggas regardless, so it don't matter.
What's his name? I don't know his name. The Sage of Six Pass.
What?
He's my free slot.
No,
he's my free slot.
No, you already got.
Random, you're trying to be shiesty. Like, come on.
It's my free slot.
Nigga said, "Oh, just the gods."
Picking two.
You got a nigga that can manipulate. It's
you got Kaguya on the squad already.
Nah. You said 2 free slots.
You know what?
You said 2 free slots.
I'm thinking you're gonna have some sort of honor about it, my nigga. But all right, bro.
Nigga, I've never seen One Piece. I know Luffy can like manipulate matter or something.
All right, bro.
I don't fucking know.
This nigga don't got no pride, no respect, bro.
Said, oh, I can't pick Sasuke. Let me just pick the alien hybrid god.
I'd rather that nigga get Sasuke at that point. God damn.
All I did about Sasuke was ask a question.
Let me just pick a fucking upper god mutant real quick since I can't pick Sasuke.
Oh man.
Random, you ain't shit.
My last pick is
You're not the one who got to defend my fucking the planet from 6 invasions of random niggas.
My last pick. This is the last round. I got Shiki the golden one.
Yeah, you weird.
Tight shit. Yo, Dre.
Queen.
You got a lot of. We gonna talk after the stream. I said.
He said after the stream. He said after the stream.
Got chemistry.
Leon.
Let me get Iceberg.
Iceberg. Heard you, my brother. Oh shit, can't spell. Lonnie.
Caesar.
Taken.
Got that.
Oh, he's taken?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got him.
Damn. Okay. Hold on. What was the other person's name that I had? Who's the one girl that can turn everyone into dolls?
Is her name not what's her name? Snack? Sugar.
Yeah, give me Sugar.
This man, Lonnie, is diabolical.
Can't.
No kids just spent $10 on Roblox. Never mind, my fault. I'm not trying to hold us up, Miles. I'm just checking my roster, man. That's all.
Take your time. It's all good.
No, I'm just making sure that I got everybody
pretty much follow within guidelines. I think everybody's fine. Leon got an old and new. Dre, he don't got no Yonko niggas. Dre team getting beat off the earth. Oh no, he got Luffy. I'm tripping. He got Luffy. I'm tripping.
I'm about to say he got Luffy. Yeah,
I didn't see big Luffy. Kai team is getting packed up. Nigga got Mihawk leading the charge. Kai's out of here.
Hey,
you know what? Just so I can, just because I liked them throughout the series. Let me get my girl Carrot.
Okay. And Kai, who's your last pick?
what's the Chopper's the doctor, the woman, Kureha?
Taken. No?
Damn it.
Could have sworn she got taken. I could be lying though. Oh yeah, Dre took her. Dre took her third. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a doctor gimmick randoms. One person picked the doctor, everybody's like, shit, let me scoop mine up.
Me, it was me. Soon as I took Chopper, everybody else fell in line.
To be fair, I picked her the round afterwards, or a couple rounds after. I was like, oh, I need somebody to heal. Like, Michael Porter. Huge
Bro, you scared me, bro.
My bad. It's tied. It's tied at 32 all. Nine.
No, Angie. I am not a furry. I am not a furry, Angie. Not at all.
We don't judge.
I'll take.
We accept you for who you are.
Shut up, Lonnie.
Are there no heavy hitters left?
Oh, Russ with a nice midi. Tied at 34.
Oh, and Sauce, I didn't see a super chat here, bro. Got a final, mad as fuck. Nigga, pass that final, get your education, bro.
I ain't mad at you. Yeah, good luck to you, Sauce, brother.
We still gonna be here, bro. The sake.
Did everyone take everyone that? Oh, they got the strongest now.
I'm just concerned about Kai's team.
Yeah, I'm very worried about that team.
Man, he pick people he like, man.
Because let's say Mihawk is as strong as the streets say. Once he's out of there, that's it.
No, I didn't really care for chemistry. Like they can't.
Oh, and then Seraphim S-Hawk.
I respect this nigga.
I'm about to say, boy, control the whole draft.
Random, who your last pick, bro?
S-Hawk.
I want to ask a question real quick.
Don't get me mad, bro. What's your question?
Are we cool with Killer B?
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that.
Bet. That's my last pick.
He's a Jonin.
Respect.
So I understand. I feel like Killer B's live performances are trash, but I feel like in the studio he's magnificent. So we gonna have him put some time in the studio, so we can have at least my team, since we're fighting off 6 different invasions. We don't have some music at least.
Listening to Killer B can't be no worse than listening to Trippie Redd.
All right, so
I've never listened to a dedicated Trippie Redd song. Never.
Oh, you tripping? Trippie Redd's actually kind of decent. Shout out Ohio.
I have some
why would I listen to him when Playboy Cardi exists?
Yeah. They made
back to the no. Let me stop. But go ahead, Kai. Kick it off. How is tell us who your chief is, and tell us how you plan to survive in the Naruto verse, man. What you got going on?
All right, so we're starting obviously world's strongest swordsman, Mihawk. He's gonna be at the charge, taking care of everything. He's kind of introverted. He likes to sit back, and he doesn't really like to get his hands dirty unless he wants to test out his strength a little bit with some weaklings. So he's just gonna be at the top chilling. But I think this is where it comes in, because I've got Judge, I've got Caesar, and then I've got Frankie, 3 crazy scientists. Do I get access to the whole of German 66 now?
Yo, what?
No, nigga, you don't get all of Sanji's family, nigga.
No, not the family, just the
resources and
yeah.
Sure, why not? Judge made it all. There's no reason. Oh, the people themselves, no. The technology and stuff and the resources, sure.
Oh, I'm cooked, damn.
Yeah, you only. That's like me saying, do I get all 7 Vegapunks? Nah, I only get one.
He created German 66, so I just included the little minions with.
Nah.
All right, well, we're gonna move.
They just said Steph's out for Game 5.
Thank God. Go ahead, Kai.
We got Dory and Broggy. They're 2 heavy hitters. They managed to handle 2 elders comfortably. There wasn't any problems with that. Fujitora we haven't seen much of, but I'm guessing he probably has some of the craziest observation haki in the verse. The reason I have Rob Lucci on here is just because he's an agent. He could do a bit of scouting before, and he's not going to have any problems because they're pirates. Because Mihawk's gonna pack him up if he gets out of place. So he's gonna be scouting for me, doing what he needs to do. And I got S-Hawk as well. So him and Mihawk, their compatibility. He already packed up Blackbeard, so those two would just work pretty well. And judging from this list, there's only Kado, Big Mom, Luffy. There's like 3 or 4 people who could probably handle S-Hawk, like realistically. And then that's just kind of the thing. I got 2 massive giants. Got Marco, he can heal people. And then any like scientific tools I need, I have Giant Caesar and Frankie to back me up for it.
To answer your question, Angie, for the sake of this, I'm taking a old man Vegapunk. I'm taking Stella. Now, the one I'd actually take is Lilith. Anyways, Kent, you're up next. Explain your team. Who's your chief, and what y'all got going
on? I've got Jimbei as the chief, and I've got kind of like not like a tribunal behind him to help with the decisions, but I've got Dragon and Law there. I've got Garp to kind of be like the head of like my military as well. And I know as far as the chemistry angle, people will kind of look at it and think like Garp wouldn't get along with this group, but really with him and Dragon, it was really just a difference of opinions about how justice was being handled by the world government, which is what led Dragon to leave the Marines to begin with. But there was still enough familiarity between the two to where Dragon knew he could trust Garp to raise Luffy. So I'm not worried about that being an issue. I've got my Doctor Specialist Supreme and Chopper, but I've also got Law to help him out with that as well. I've also got Rayleigh to also help with Garp as far as like the military training, so helping people with the fighting. I've got my guy. I've got Robin to help me with espionage, just in case I may need it. She's also, all pun intended, she's all hands on deck.
Hold on 1 second. Shut your ass up. We got a $2 super chat from Smoke Bryant. Shout out Kent and Lonnie, man. Get the Slender out of here. This Slender.
Bro, what did you do to him?
Bro, I'm just being me, man. Sometimes that's just enough. Go ahead, Kent.
Yes, sir. How you pronounce it again? Heritage?
Yeah, Heritage. That's fine.
Yeah, Heritage. I know he probably doesn't get a lot of mention. I know he probably wasn't that vocal in the episodes, but when you look at how he was a scientist and how he was able to help train Nami and her weather manipulation, he also created different tools and technologies that would help him manipulate weather. And we all know what Dragon's devil fruit is, so I can have a amplifier to what Dragon already does on top of that. Of course, I got Usopp for the weapon specialist, and then Carrot. I'm not gonna lie, I just threw Carrot in there because it looks cool. Full moon, mink style, going all out. So, that's my group, man.
That's a huge play.
Femininity on the group. I see it. I fuck with the vision. Lonnie, explain your villainous team, man. Always start with your chief. Who's your chief, and then go into the rest.
Yeah, no. So team villain. We starting off with Big Mom. She clearly has had a successful empire in the One Piece verse. Various different levels of organization. Kaido is like that. Would be that second in command. They grew up working together. Even at the height of their influences and power, they also work together. If you look at most of my team have worked together and have been successful. Dofi has worked under Kaido. Kataguri, of course, is Big Mom's son. Dofi was able to do a lot of work for Kaido in terms of making the Smiley drug, along with Sugar and things like that. So like Sugar, Dofi, Boa, they're kind of like the crowd control in terms of like their abilities and what they can accomplish. Boa with her being able to turn people to stone, Sugar being able to turn people into dolls, Dofi being able to control people with strength. Hogback, ain't like an old surgeon he makes a bunch of zombies he can also help supply Big Mom with her army with her soul fruit. Kuzan has, as we see, works with pirates, so he would be able to fall in line. And Shirahoshi, Big Mom owned her country. Big Mom owned them before Luffy showed up. So she's used to following Mom's orders in the first place. And then King is also Kaido's right-hand man. So yeah, I think I have the best chemistry in terms of power. We got it. In terms of crowd control, we got it. In terms of being able to heal and things like that. Yeah. And I think like with the organizational skills of Big Mom, Kaido being able to hold empires, like have big empires throughout the whole world, I think the Naruto verse would be pretty fucked. So that's my list.
Big Mom gonna hit her head once and start beating up the rest of the team.
And start killing everybody. But we'll attack each other's teams at the end. Don't worry, Kai. I got it. We're gonna definitely do that. Leon, go ahead. Explain your team. Start with your chief, bro.
So my chief is Whitebeard, big Whitebeard, you know what I'm saying, holding it down. Then we got Shanks, you know what I'm saying.
Shut your ass up 1 second. Angie Carter on the super chat. W Lonnie with the most progressive crew. Shout out to Lonnie. Shout out to Angie.
You
Finish up, Leon.
Support strong women out here.
So you got Shanks right here, man. You know what I'm saying. We got Zoro and Nami there. They got chemistry. You got Shanks and Blakey. They got chemistry.
Man,
we got Ace, Sako,
Whitebeard. Shut your ass up. We got another super chat from Smoke Bryant. Another $2 super chat. Random Soul 2. List weaker than D Rose knees. That's crazy.
Damn.
Go ahead, Leon.
We got the daughter, try the dad. Then we got two great builders, man. We ain't got no hot heads for real besides Ace, but that's what Sabo there for. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? W chemistry.
No, smart. I didn't even think about that. Getting Sabo to balance out Ace was smart. That was actually a smart decision. All right. Dre, explain your weak ass team.
Hello. All right.
Start with your chief. Who's the chief of your team? I think it is Luffy, right? He gonna be your chief.
Yeah, it would be Luffy.
Dre, shut your ass up. We got a $2 super chat. Santo, shout out to you. Wish you could be here. Kai team not even making the play-in. Love y'all.
Hey,
go ahead, Dre.
I got Luffy as the chief. I got Ben Beckman as the second hand man. His strategies, his smarts gonna be used to basically be the captain, but he's really not the leader. He's just gonna guide. Then you got Correa as the doctor, one of the best doctors in the show. Got Sanji, one of the best cooks in the show. Yamato, great support. She get a boost with Luffy also. Got Ivankov. She give you a boost with all, no matter who are you running with. She gives you a boost. Basically like a support type of person. Odin. He gets along with almost anyone. And you got Brooke as the musician. And you got Queen also as a musician. Queen could be a mechanic also. Or Maki. I got Maki there because I need some type of justice in the village.
For sure. For sure. He gonna do all of the dark work.
I need
nobody else want to do.
Yin and yang between him and Luffy. I mean,
for sure. The one and only. You got my team. Best for last. Obviously, power department. We are perfectly fine. The chief of my village is actually going to be Sengoku though. Another $2 super chat from Smoke Bryant. Kai team 07 Cavs without Braun. That's crazy. That's crazy.
We really hating.
So obviously, I got Sengoku as my chief. We've seen him actually serve in an advisory role as the fleet admiral of the Marines. So he's very used to managing an ecosystem, right? He managed basically a global force that was used to patrol the world, things of that nature, and he held that seat for a very, very, very long time. I believe 30 to 40 plus years. So very knowledgeable, very experienced, also very powerful as well. It's kind of held into the same light as Roger as far as power is concerned. Roger, we all know, being the strongest person in the series until further notice. The fighting force is going to mainly consist of Sengoku, Roger, Shiki, another person who's held in high regard, and Kizaru as well. Kuma will be there as well. I don't have a traditional healer, but Kuma, we do know, is able to temporarily relieve people of their wounds, pain, damage, and things of that nature. So if we're ever in a pinch, Kuma can knock that out of you. We'll be all good to go. Capable fighter as well. Not a focus on the infrastructure side of things. I got Dr. Vegapunk, smartest person in the show. There's no one smarter than him. Yes, he has a devil fruit to help him out, but that's neither here nor there. He's also the only person who was actually able to found an island. He completely made his own island out of nothing. And that's going to be basically our village, basically. Dr. Vegapunk will be the main one spearheading the creation of the village. We got Captain Kidd, skilled engineer and mechanic who uses magnetism powers. He'll be able to move things around, create constructs. We got Kizaru on the squad. We'll automatically have light, power, energy. Smoker, we've seen through the use of his motorcycle, he's able to make smoke-powered utility items. So whatever we can't use light for, we'll be able to use smoke as well. Vegapunk will basically just be able to have the time of his life messing with all of these people's abilities to create the outcome that we want. Capone for ease of travel and espionage as well. We can basically hide inside of Capone. Niggas think they're going to jump out on Capone. 50 niggas hop out. 10 niggas hop out. It don't matter. We'll all be inside of Capone. And then Shiki, in addition to his power, like I said, main fighting force, he can also use his devil fruit ability on anything around him. So if we ever need to move quickly, he can use float on it. It'll be able to move around, be pushed, things of that nature. I think we easily got the best squad. Now, we're going to go back across the room. I want everybody to pick a team that they like, obviously other than their own, and then pick a team that they don't like, and just brief explanation why. We'll start from the top. Go ahead, Kai.
Let me look at these.
Oh, while you're thinking, Kai team is a 2011 Colts with no Manning. Hashtag dog water. Santo, thank you.
I'm gonna go. Actually, now I'm sticking Lani. We've got the worst team.
Damn.
We've all seen what Big Mum's like when she hits her head, gets that amnesia. She'll start eating everyone besides Kaido and Kuzan, and I think there's just not a lot.
She's gonna eat.
There's
her
not
own
really.
Kid.
Go on, Lani.
She's gonna eat her own kid.
Oh, hold it. Angie with another $2 super chat. And Angie, I'm glad you pointed it out because I was going to talk to him after the show about it. Mood's crew is sus.
Yo.
Erverts, cross-dressers, and we're not going to get into the rest, but y'all get the gist. Yes, Angie, I 100% agree. Dre's team is crazy. It's crazy.
It's 2025, Miles. It's 2025, brother.
His team is
let's
wild.
not get flagged. Let's not get flagged.
I'm not saying nothing crazy. I'm just saying I'm just reading the super chat I was
let's
provided.
not act like that's not a good crew though. Like we
like what you like.
We're gonna get into it. Kai, go ahead.
Continuity. We got all that.
Yeah, there's some continuity there.
Yeah, a lot of continuity for sure. Kai, go ahead.
Well, yeah, like I said, Lani's got the worst, and then the best. I think I go Leon. He's probably got the most well balanced crew. Whitebeard and Shanks. Shanks used to travel Whitebeard, all that crew. They're very known with each other. Ace, Sabo, Zoro. They seem like they'd get along. And you got Buggy there for comedic value.
For sure.
I appreciate that, man.
Kat, what's the team you like most? What's the team you like the least? And quick explanation why.
Team I like the least would probably be Kai's.
That's the answer gonna go now. All
right.
One second, Kat. I apologize. Smoke Bryant with another $2 super chat. Coming soon. Dropping noon. Kai will be in Cancun. Go ahead, Kent. Sorry about that.
No, it's good. I'm just, just trying to figure out what's gonna happen. When Caesar and Hawk get into it, but that's a different story for a different day. Favorite? I would probably say I'll probably have it as a tie between you, Miles, and Leon.
Lonnie, what's your favorite? What's your least favorite?
Well, my least favorite is definitely Kai's. This is Jesus Christ. And also to defend mine real quick, Big Mom does have her crash outs, but also there are people on her team that have worked with her before who know how to handle her crash outs, especially someone as strong as her, as in Kaido. So the crash outs wouldn't really be that big of a deal. But my favorite one, I think, it's between Miles and Kent.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Miles, because even though it's about conquering the Naruto verse, like his team would do a really good job in terms of establishing their own village and things like that. Like they would be very well suited for that. Now in terms of conquering, like I still think theirs wouldn't be too bad either. Yeah, I'm gonna go Miles.
Lonnie, those are the two L. Leon, what's your favorite? What's your least favorite?
My favorite is Lonnie's. I respect the villain vibe. I don't see how Boa really fit. Besides that, everything else is great. And I'm gonna say Kai's my least favorite just because of the chemistry.
Okay.
Boa fits because she's been able to take orders with people that she doesn't like before, like when she was like a warlord and stuff like that. She's able to get in line.
Angie, with another $2 real quick, fellas. Not gonna lie, Moose Crew got the party ship vibes. Dre, what's your favorite and what's your least favorite?
My favorite would probably be Lonnie's. He got continuity throughout his crew. The one I hate the most gotta be Miles. Just gotta hate. That's just about it. And he stole a lot of my picks. But
you should have just said what I said. Said how his is built more for like making their own village instead of conquering another. You should.
Nigga, we can fight. What you mean?
You can fight. You're not like the strongest of fighters.
Nigga, I got a fleet admiral and the pirate king on my team. What you talking about?
Also, he said some false information. Roger was not the strongest because remember he had to team up with Garp to take out rocks. So technically,
oh, you talking about when he started his journey? You talking about when Roger was still a young nigga?
I mean,
he beat rocks like 15 years before being the pirate king, right?
Yeah, but that was with Garp. He beat him with Garp. Like,
they were young.
Hey, I'm just saying in terms of like battle feats, his biggest battle feat was with help from another nigga.
That's the battle feat that we know.
Yeah, that we know. I'm just saying, based off what we know, his strongest feat it was a 2-man. It was a 2v1.
Boys and girls, don't be nasty like Lonnie. Let's use contextual evidence.
It's a 2-man.
Whitebeard, world's strongest man, could not fuck with him. World government couldn't stop him. Garp couldn't stop him. Roger reached the pinnacle of the show that we all love and watch. Until further notice, Luffy's obviously going to surpass him. I think that's sky's blue. That's obvious. But until further notice, Roger is the strongest person on the list.
I'm just saying he needed help to beat a nigga. So.
That's fine, and we're not going up against rocks in this scenario, so it's fine. That's fine.
So as far as like the lore is concerned, are we saying that with the removal of like the guys like Joy Boy and things of that nature too? So I think if we
until I find out what happened in God Valley, I'm not gonna put Rogers in front of
Joy Boy.
But he beat rocks. Roger had like 15 plus years of training and journeying after beating rocks though.
Yeah, but we don't know how much stronger, actually stronger.
I'd probably say significantly. We saw Kaido. Lonnie, come on, you better than this. If Kaido was an apprentice during that time and we saw what he became after that, why can't we apply that same thing from the man who became Pirate King after that?
Fair to say that, like, since he needed help to beat rocks, at his prime, he was at least maybe at Rox's level? Or we just say that like he surpassed Rox?
I would think that's a logical inference, but yes, I'm more than likely to believe that he surpassed Rox because he reached the pinnacle. You don't just get. I'm not of the belief in this story that's told that you don't get to just go to Raftel and find the One Piece. There had to have been another hurdle he had to go past. I don't think Rox was the peak of his story.
That's fair. Okay.
My turn. Since Dre wanted to, and y'all can mean that, my least favorite team is Womu done it. He got all of the this is not a derogatory term. He got all of the mooks over there and Luffy. And yeah, that's about it. I don't see Ben Beckman. That's not what I said. I didn't see Ben Beckman confidently working with all of those people. We've already seen Sanji in that environment with Ivankov, and yeah, he was able to manage, but no smiles, no laughter, stiff foot with facts. We've already seen Sanji in that environment. He survived, but he did not like it at all. It left a psychological scar in his mind. Yamato's just there. Don't know why she's there. And I don't see Yamato working with Queen. They were literally ops on Wano, so they wouldn't get along. Queen and Kaido and them took Odin's kingdom. So how would they get along? I just don't think there was too much thought behind this crew. Easily the worst one. A little bit of hate in there, but easily the worst one. And then
get along either.
You said what?
I said Queen and Sanji wouldn't get along either.
Yeah, like there's just no. And then Aramaki, he don't like none of them. Aramaki beat up on Queen, beat shit down his legs.
I don't like Aramaki.
Aramaki and Queen don't get along.
Oh, I thought you was about to say that. I don't like Aramaki.
I didn't say nothing. You see, you wasn't even. You're not thinking right now, or when you made your team. I get it, bro.
He ain't processing.
So that's my least favorite team. And then surprisingly, I came around to it. My favorite team is Leon's. I think Leon's is the most well balanced. The part that sold me is the Tom and the iceberg thing. They, like my team, they made a whole entire island, damn near. They made an island. They cultivated it. They made it sustainable. They created an entire railroad, waterway system. They did a whole lot to kind of lift their island up.
Yeah, that is pretty dope.
Zoro is the hired gun. You obviously got Whitebeard and Shanks. Whitebeard puts family over everything. And Shanks is like a balancer. You know what I'm saying? You got his healer. And then the Sabo to balance out Ace was like, that's the ice on the cake. I don't really see too many flaws in Leon's team. May need a couple more fighters, but overall, I think his team is fine. And yeah, these are all of our teams. Random. How the fuck you got you a little squad over there? Break down your thought process in picking all of these people, and are they going to stop these One Piece crews from invading the Naruto-verse?
I'm not going to hold you. I wasn't paying attention to none of your fucking team's description.
I know you wasn't because you watching that goddamn basketball game. But explain your team and how you plan on stopping all of our.
So obviously, I've never watched One Piece, so I tried to cover as many roles as I could. Obviously, I guess I'd like to believe the leader of my group is Hashirama. Incredible leadership. I just think he's the most versatile. I think he's just the best person to lead. And then I got healers. I just wanted to cover as many of my bases as possible. And I got the Sage, obviously, because but also he's one of the few people I think who could convince Kaguya to be part of the team. So I like to believe I got obviously great healers. I got two strategists I think could work well now, obviously, besides Kaguya itself. I got Kaguya, who was damn near immortal, at least in the Naruto verse. I don't know how that compares to One Piece. I just think I got the most versatile team because I don't know anything about the One Piece world. So I just try to cover as many bases as I could, see how many I could stop.
For sure. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. I'm going to put a poll up. For now, anybody got any agendas, any takes while we get some votes before we head up out of here? Any problems with what was said on any of our shows? Anything else on social media y'all want to get off y'all chest? Anything?
I want to cook Draymond. but I'm gonna save it for Tuesday.
What is Draymond doing? Oh, I know what you're talking about.
That shit was ridiculous.
It wasn't that bad.
I'll let you handle that one, Randall, because I could go on the spiel, but I don't want to draw the show out too long, man.
That shit was so ridiculous. I understand
but,
the incident that happened during the game when he was on the exercise bike, but that don't come on, man. That does not afford him the damn things that he said in the interview afterwards. That was it was so ridiculous to me. Disingenuous, and I'm like, if there's one thing you can't accuse Draymond of being, the man's smart. Like, hell no, I'm not accepting that shit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I will say, Fire Force, I'm loving that one so far. Loving Fire Force so far. I guess I'll be waiting around to see the news for Shangri-La Frontier to see what they're going to be doing with that one.
Yeah, that's going to get another season. That shit's fire.
Yeah. Other than that, man, we need to see if we can get some petitions started so we can get some of these classic animes, see if we can get them reanimated and bring them back, since we got, things like One Piece ending and things of that nature. So we need to see if we can get D Gray Man reanimated. We need to see if we can get Hitman Reborn, different things of that nature, but not too much, not too crazy.
I kind of wish we were in that old school era, because I really miss like the aesthetics of like the 90s anime. I've been recently looking at the 90s Hunter, and the vibe is way better than the 2011 Hunter. Like,
it is though.
The colors look way more amazing. The York new stuff, as far as like tone and stuff, or it just feels way more engaging. Compared to the 2011 version, it's more colorful, but it overall just feels more like for children, I guess is the best way to put it.
They say so vibrant. You know what I mean, Miles? Like everything, like everything is so vibrant, but like, you know what I mean? It's just saying, man.
Y'all seen the new debate, 100 Brits versus 100 Americans? We're going to go around the room real quick. Who y'all think will win, 100 Brits or 100 Americans?
We winning that.
I forgot Kai is a Brit.
Oh, we winning that, because you lot.
No,
Kai. There's a bunch of videos of Americans throwing windmills and trying to punch and everything. You lot stick to your shooting. You lot don't anything else.
Man, y'all niggas think y'all Tyson Fury.
But Kai,
all your boxes get beat up by our boxers.
That is true.
And realistically, you lot just aren't built like you lot are soft.
Man,
to be respectful.
I'm getting this from the country that don't even care, that doesn't even practice proper dental care. But we soft. All right, bro. Get the fuck out of
here. We get free healthcare over there. What do you look at?
Yeah, you get free healthcare. You get free healthcare at the cost of extra taxes. Let's not act like y'all just getting it for free. Come on.
We don't have to worry about the extra. We don't have to worry about extra stuff.
All I will say is this. I think the whole 100 Brits versus 100 Americans or whatever, I think that's already played out in history one time, and I think we all know how that ended. So that's not really a question. like that's not really a question anymore.
we talking just hands. You lot, that's what I mean. You lot are used like
I was just hands.
You lot are just, if we talk used to shooting, that's all you lot do.
I mean, even if we're talking shooting,
hold on. Don't y'all be throwing acid? You got no right to judge us.
No, those are like riots against police. So that's not like.
It's a reason why. It's a reason why he went to boxing.
Niggas, but all right, bro, you got it.
It's a reason why he went to boxing. But I mean, if you look at anything as far as like MMA is concerned, there aren't that many Brits winning mixed martial arts championships. So. As far as the hands is concerned.
Wait. Isn't the most dangerous man in the world, well, most people say John Jones, isn't he scared of a Brit?
Who?
What Brit is he afraid of?
Aspinall.
We got other niggas besides John Jones.
Lonnie, you saw my text, right? Okay. You said we have other niggas, but most of the MMA fighters that are like premier are. Well,
they're not even American. They're like,
I'm not gonna completely lie, but they South American. That's American, bro. I'm saying,
No, but even if you look, I mean, even if you look at it from the standpoint of like just even the realm of all the guys that have even come through like the MMA and like UFC ranks, like you will find more pound for pound Americans in most weight classes than you would, Brits. So I'm just saying, like,
Americans pretty much dominate the intermediate and then the lower level expert of most sports and competitive physical anything. Now, when it comes to like top of the top, like maybe the best, we may not be there, but from the level 6 to like the level 9.5, we pretty much dominate those spaces, whether it's track and field, whether it's archery, gymnastics, shooting, figure skating, whatever the case may be. On average, Americans are better than pretty much anywhere on Earth.
yes. Speaking of track and field,
this is how it is.
Speaking of track and field, shout out to my girl Dina Asher Smith. I don't know if Kai knows who that is, but as a guy that watches track and field,
I do track, so yeah. We like Dina over here.
Yeah. I like Dina over here too. Yeah.
Oh, Kai, you're in track?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, you a Brit, man, but you slow. That's what that means. That's tough.
See, that's my passion.
Hey,
you kind of just.
I put that battery in your back.
Just hating.
Yo, Kyle, when you come to America, we're going to race, bro.
How much we got on it?
Oh, you want to put money on it? Oh, you got it. You're going to beat me.
You say you want to put money.
You got it. Yo, Leon, what's up?
What's your beef with Yu Yu Hakusho?
Oh, me personally, I don't have a beef with Yu Yu Hakusho. I just don't think it's top 5. But when we're talking about my anime and manga, my top 5 is probably like nobody else's top 5. So a lot of shit that people like.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it serves what it serves. My problem is just with the I don't like the fandom, and not Kent specifically, but I feel like when you talk to Yu Yu Hakusho fans, not Kent at all, they seem to only want to talk about the Dark Tournament. They don't talk about nothing else. Kent is the only Yu Yu fan I've seen kind of go in depth and in detail about things other than the arc that everybody knows. So yeah, fandom problem, sure. With the intellectual property, Yu Yu's cool. I'll fuck with it.
No, and I agree. A lot of the old heads, they just reminisce on the Dark Tournament saying the top 5 art. So
and can't explain why either. Yeah, that should be dead to me.
No, I got one quick agenda to push.
Is it Mihawk related?
No, nothing.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Not yet. We'll save that for another time.
Cool. Go ahead.
As Hunter x Hunter is my favorite anime and the best anime of all time.
Oh wow! Okay.
I was rewatching the Meren vs Netero fight, and I think that is like, I'm not gonna say perfect, but I think that's just one of the fights in anime that's like the closest thing to it, because I think it displays everything I'd want in a fight. So like it showcases the power system well, with Netero being like the pinnacle of like enhancers, and Meren being kind of just like a novice, just learning like the basics of it. Their motivations. Netero really like, he got excited to fight someone as strong as Meren, but he also despised like Meren just being an ant in general. But I also think the fact that we see Meren's character development in that fight of just wanting, not wanting to fight Netero because he wants to find out what his name is, but he also wants, for like the bigger purpose is for like humanity's sake, because he wants to be like the ruler of humanity and help like the weak so the strong don't, and like so a bit more of like equality. And obviously like the animation and choreography, I just think that everything that fight has and like the parallel between them, it just plays so well into what the parallel into Gon and Meren have as well. Because like what Gon displayed, that he's turning more monster and Meren turning more human. Netero displayed the same type of thing when he killed himself with like the rose bomb, or just how like, what's the word? How impatient he was just to fight Meren in the first place. But yeah, that's just my reason why I think that.
I kind of agree with you. I think that is one of the greatest fights in anime. How do you rank it though? You think it's like a top 5 fight?
I can't really think of that many fights off. Yeah, for me, I'll probably say top 5.
For sure. You read the Hunter x Hunter manga or just anime watcher?
So I've got. Oh, I'm trying to think what part I've got up to. I think I know they're looking for the Phantom Troops looking for Hisoka, and I think I stopped around there.
So you said they were looking for him?
Yeah. Or that they know he's on one of the, or they've split up and he knows on one he's on.
They're on the boat though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the Hunter. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, it's up there.
Angie Carr, $1.99. We got 2v1. Ahsoka and Orochimaru versus Chris Hansen. Who wins?
No comment.
Chris Hansen's infallible. I think Chris gonna win.
Miles won't let me add every name, so we can announce it.
So it's fine. We're not able to add every single name to the poll. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have everybody vote in the Discord. I'm gonna put the teams up. I got them saved here. And then our next show, we're gonna announce it, and whoever's the best man wins. I might even have a little bit in store for y'all for that winner. Is there anything I want to get off? Any slander? Lonnie, you got some slander? Anything you want to get off?
Slander?
Anything. I mean, I got something for you. Everybody, at 11:41 on this Good Friday, I'm making it be known here. Lonnie has been pushing this Lord of Mysteries. Woo-ha, you-ha, woo.
I read 30 chapters last night.
We don't care what he read. He's doing the same thing he did with the beginning after the end. He's gassing it to hell. And then when the anime comes out and it doesn't meet his expectations, he's going to start bitching.
I'm not gonna start bitching, but also if you look at just one Lord of Mysteries trailer, it has better animation than T-Bait combined.
And
like
what if they Uzumaki your ass?
Hey, I doubt it. If we end up trashing it, it's gonna be their fault because they're saying that we're gonna be seeing some of the best things ever animated that we've ever seen. That's what they're saying. I'm not gonna go that far because I haven't seen it yet. But the author's saying we're gonna see like some of the greatest animated.
That's a fact, Andrew. That's a fact.
And if you read Lord of the Mysteries, the story itself is phenomenal. I'm not all the way caught up yet. I'm slowly trying to catch up before the show comes out. Some people have it in their top 10 fiction stories ever, so that's a lot of praise. I see like there was a list of like top MCs throughout all of fiction, and the MC of Lord of Mysteries was like number 8 with like Anakin Skywalker and Arthur and things like that. So it's like he's great, but I'm still not there yet. I still have like hundreds of chapters to go. But yeah, I don't see myself shitting on this. The animation looks crazy, it looks ridiculous. They already confirmed 6 seasons. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting all my thoughts into Lord of Mysteries, which drops in like July 16th or something like that.
Oh, so it's around the corner.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. So yeah, it will not be like T-Bait. But also T-Bait right now is like I think one of the lowest rated animes of all time. So yeah, T-Bait's doing great, guys. It's doing great.
I do have one thing, and I'm not gonna make it too long, Miles.
No problem.
I understand the hype that a lot of people are trying to put behind the new movement that they have going on, but I think we are kidding ourselves here if we think that Marvel is capable of giving us the same feeling with the whole Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four that they did with the previous generation of movies.
You want me to be honest real quick, Kent?
Yes, sir.
It's not for us.
And you know what? I can accept that. And even when I thought about it as I was watching Thunderbolts and thinking to myself, like, I don't really think I'm interested in this anymore. I think I'm more invested now in the 10-year quote unquote wait that we have had behind the DCEU or whatever, trying to see how they plan that out more so than whatever Marvel has going on. I just think. Go ahead.
No,
I
go ahead.
was just gonna say I agree. Like DC, like what James Gunn's doing over there, like so far he's been cooking. And then what? Superman comes out next month or something like that.
Soon, yeah.
Yeah, Superman comes out. Yeah.
I'm gonna say I know Random gonna have something to say too, but I just think it's a maturity thing. I think us being young, starting off with the older Hulk movie, the Iron Man, and growing up with it is what made the culmination of it in Endgame, all of that. Oh, hold on, super chat. We got Leon, another $2. Appreciate you, brother, and thank you for coming up. W episode. Appreciate you always, brother.
W Leon, man.
I just think us starting off with the show as children and it culminating into something like it did with the Avengers movies, with the End Games, with the Infinity Wars, is something you can only get the full experience of with that childhood vigor still in you, right? We're watching these now with an adult mind frame, more into the aspect of analysis and critique, and we're going into these movies looking for something rather than just watching and enjoying. I think that's the main difference between now and then. At least for me personally, and Lonnie just brought it up, DC has been winning me over right now with the more mature natured stories. I love the Robert Pat Batman. I love the Penguin show. I really like what they got going on there. I like Thunderbolts too. I'm just not as stoked for it as I would be for the Marvel shows back in the day. I thought it was amazing. Really good. For sure.
And you know what's crazy about it for me is because I remember I think I made a statement about that last time about how we kind of look at anime in the same way, where because we're older and because we're adults, we kind of remove the fact that a lot of the foundation at which we liked it was from a childlike state of mind. So even when I go into these movies, I always try to go back to that without looking into it. I just want it to be good. I want it to be fun. I want it to be eventful. A lot of it though, is just like the way that they set it up. They kind of they keep rehashing the same things over and over to kind of attract us while also not sticking to what entertains us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kent, another big thing when it comes to these Marvel movies that I don't think Marvel has fully grasped yet is that actors do kind of make the movies. Like Tony Stark is a great character, but Robert Downey Jr. made you want to watch Tony Stark. Scarlett Johansson made you want to see Black Widow. Chris Hemsworth made you really like Thor and stuff like that. Because a lot of if you take away the acting portion of it, like a lot of the lines are corny and they're not the acting, the scripts really aren't that great.
It's not deep. It's not deep at all.
The actors made the films what they were. They brought that charisma, they brought that energy they brought life into those roles. Now you see them just hiring people that are just average actors that aren't really selling me on these characters, and on top of the script being bad. So it's it's one thing if the script is bad, but actor can make it work. Now it's the script is bad, and they have average actors, or actors that they feel can grow into the roles and stuff like that, and it's not. And it hasn't been working.
Anthony Mackie, Captain America. Another $2 super chat. Crew ranking: Kent, Lonnie, Leon, and the rest of them. Shout out to Smoke.
Appreciate it, Smoke. Appreciate it. I'll try my best.
I know you want to add.
I think when you look at it, the MCU, the first rendition of it, our rendition, that shit was the culmination of a lot of luck. They got RDJ at his lowest when he was still was coming out of his addictions and shit.
Rehabs,
it was really this is the last thing Marvel could do as a company, or else the rest of Marvel was going to be sold to somebody. So look, they did what they did. They actually established a whole new kind of way to do comedy, the Marvel way, Miles, if you know what I mean. Where you're dealing with a lot of, I guess technically a lot of crazy things, but they insert a lot of humor into it. It's fine. They had a plan where they could easily go from Chris Evans' generation to Anthony Mackie's generation. It's just that they didn't. Anthony Mackie is a great supporting character. He's not a good lead actor. And it's just tough. We're not saying, by the way, I'm not saying Anthony Mackie's bad. He's a good actor. It's just that when you're saying that he should be the guy that technically because Doctor Strange, I guess, but he's we don't know what's going on with him. He's the guy to lead the MCU forward was a mistake. So look, they'll figure it out from where we're seeing that they're returning to form, but they've also you still got Thor running around, so you still got a little bit of the OGs for us. if you want. But then they also hold what's his name? The dude who plays Hawkeye. I always forget his name. Because he was supposed to come back for season 2, but they were trying to pay him half to do the same amount of work. And I'm like, come on now.
I saw that video.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was like, that's not right. It's not for us. And I think it's also impossible for Disney to replicate that amount of energy again, Miles. Like that energy that, like, bro, I've never sat in line, like, damn near camped out for a movie than I was for Infinity War.
I don't know if I can.
I just don't think superheroes
are.
I just don't think superheroes are in anymore. As weird. I just don't think they're in.
I think DC's doing the right thing though, kind of focusing more mature. Because I think what was really taking over now is very unique, and if they're not unique, very mature stories are all the rage right now.
But see, even with that, my fault, Randall.
No, it's just like everything right now I see from DC is great. I think even the Superman one, which I think will be. I think a lot. It feels like it's going to be a lot more joyous and a lot more inspirational than past Superman movies. I like it. They're just kind of like, this is, if they want to be more homier, it's fine, because that's what Superman represents. Superman represents more inspiration. Batman can be the dark and dirty one. Each hero does represent something. But I like what DC's doing so far.
My only thing with it, as far as like Marvel, was, especially coming from us, where we were the start of it, we were all anticipating, because a lot of us, I know, we're nerdy, so whatever, but a lot of us were keeping up with the news and waiting for whenever Marvel could get the rights back to these certain properties that everybody, when we saw them, we were like, man, Fox, they're really they're messing up X-Men. Even though I feel like they had a couple of good movies in there, everybody was like, Fox is messing up X-Men. We saw where Fox just made one of the most horrible superhero movies in the first Fantastic Four movie. So when we saw how Marvel was on the verge of getting those properties back, we kind of, I think the excitement was still there, Miles, because it was like, okay, now we have a chance to see kind of how they can bring all of these things in together. Now, I will say it is unfortunate for them, everything that happened with the whole Jonathan Majors situation. But even before that, even before the Kang situation happened, you still had the uprising, the people being upset about Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. You still had a bunch of us that were upset that it seemed like once they introduced the Avengers as the movie and then as the team, you've seen how they just kept dwindling the magnitude of who the Hulk is, even though in the comic books, everybody's like, why are you making him this weak just to be making him this weak? So I seen where all the fuss and all the complaining was coming in, even before they got the properties of Spider-Man, before they got, the Fantastic Four. But it was an excitement for us to see, okay, now we're finally getting the X-Men. Now we can finally get these crossovers between Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. We can finally get these crossovers between, X-Men and Spider-Man and these different things. But I just think they handled it wrong.
I would say, so I'm 22, so I feel like I'm in like I've seen like a bit of everything. I feel like the films that come out now is probably a bit more for me. But I think where Marvel probably like messed up is that I still think they're trying to do too much with characters that aren't really like built up or that appealing when they just first announced them. Like for example, Secret Invasion, like the Skrulls, I guess they're cool, but not really. I don't know who's really like, unless like some people in here like very like into like the comic scene. But even like series like Echo, I don't know who Echo is. I couldn't tell you. But I think the problem is when they first had characters like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, they're very like there's only a few of them. It's like what, four or five characters, or the original Avengers team. That's all we had to really focus on. We didn't really have to focus on this massive expansion that is like the MCU now. So when they add in a bunch of other things that haven't really been built up, it's just kind of hard to get like attached to them.
For sure. No, I can agree with that 100%. Miss Marvel, I don't give a fuck about her. The Eternals, comic book wise, the Eternals are real niche. X-Men, I think they're hitting on. Fantastic Four, I think that right idea, but there's some of these folks where it's like you haven't built it up in the verse you have, and then people outside of your verse don't, like you said, Kai, they're not tapped in to know who these people are. They like, I know who the Skrulls are. I don't think everybody knows who the Skrulls are.
I think they really try to replicate that idea, because if people forget, Iron Man and Captain America were like B-level heroes. They weren't the real niggas like people think they are today in the comics. So they made them,
especially Captain America. I will say, random. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I will say I give more of a leash to Iron Man, because
Iron Man was popping.
At least before the movies, Iron Man did have his own syndicated cartoon series. So I can say that for Iron Man, he at least had that. But that. Go ahead.
What, Lonnie?
No, I was saying Iron Man had two different cartoons before.
I'm just, because this is how I know. The reason I'm saying that is because they sold Spider-Man, they sold the Fantastic Four, they sold the entire X-Men roster, like the roster.
Yeah,
those were their best.
Those are all their popping stuff.
Yeah, no,
that's all the stuff from the 90s.
What was sold in that part, because they sold those things to save Marvel. Marvel was going to go bankrupt.
So educate me. I'm not trying to.
So in the 90s,
more so, but in particular, if those were the B-list heroes, who was A-list other than the DC?
Well, they sold the film rights to them. Sure. They can't stop making comic books about them.
Yeah.
The only reason I sold those, because in the 90s there was the comic book crash. I don't know if you know about that.
But they didn't sell all their best stuff.
No, they did. Obviously, they didn't sell their best. But let's not sit here and cap. The rights to a Spider-Man movie, even now, would go crazy. So the fact that they had to sell that, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four, I'm pretty sure they sold the film rights to Blade, but they worked it out a little better so that they could also make money off those. But the fact that they sold those and Iron Man stayed, now does that, am I saying Iron Man is trash? No, they had to have newer people to help sell, because those are fire, but you still need to build up more heroes. Iron Man was, I guess, maybe because I didn't read Iron Man, but maybe Iron Man was more popular than that, but he was not on their level. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just disagree. They just didn't sell all of their top IPs.
So I think we're talking past each other, right? So we're random. What you're saying is 100% true. What I'm saying is those particular heroes were popping enough that they weren't able to be sold because they weren't at that level, but they were popping enough that Marvel knew that they could make content around them and capitalize, which in hindsight, we've seen that is completely true. Iron Man obviously wasn't close to Spider-Man. Spider-Man was that. Spider-Man is the creme de la creme. But Iron Man was, we're not going to act like Iron Man and them niggas weren't popping. Iron Man was popping. Thor had his own show back in the day too that not a lot of people know about. Thor had a show, and even though Captain America, even Hulk had a show, and even though Captain America was never in a show by himself, all of those superhero squad, he was in a show as well. That's all we're saying, is that they were popping.
Okay, all right.
They were popping for sure.
Because what happened with a lot of them was you had the introduction of comic books really turning into mega hits as far as cartoon series were concerned. And so once, and I don't know, because I never really looked into it as far as the logistics behind why Marvel was getting to that point. But when they sold off the rights, the media rights anyway, for, X-Men and Spider-Man and things of that nature, that's coming off the heels of those two franchises having some of the biggest cartoons in the world at the time. Like, that animated Spider-Man series wasn't his first variation of it. There were like three or four different Spider-Mans. And then we all know the iconic 90s X-Men series and how that has even a cult following to this day. So much so that they had to bring it back in a totally new version. But to me, it's like, they could have very well revigorated the community as a whole, even the first generation of the MCU watchers, if they just would have gone about it doing it the right way. And like I said, it's unfortunate for them with the Jonathan Majors thing, and even before then, I think what we would have seen happen, to Lonnie's point, and even to what Random was saying, had Chadwick Boseman not died, that would have been their segue to him being the leader. He was going to be. He was to usher in the new group of new Avengers up under him.
I agree.
And then when he passed, I think that's when they kind of not like pushed it towards Anthony Mackie, but it was the only logical thing to do. You know what I mean? So
Kent, in their head, they said "fuck." That's what happened.
No, I mean, really, yeah. Because I mean, when you look at it with Chadwick Boseman, and it would have worked out so perfectly, because when they were going into the deal after making the first Black Panther movie, when Marvel was going into the deal with Fox to buy the properties back, the easiest segue into the whole, Fantastic Four or even the whole X-Men thing would have been to introduce Aurora Monroe, and anybody knows that's Storm.
Russ.
And they could have done that around the whole Chadwick Boseman, Wakanda coming out, revealing itself to the world, and all these different things. Now they have to approach it from a whole new, point of view, where it's like it's not going to make sense, and it just hasn't made sense.
No, I think they were trying to hit lightning twice, because I think Chadwick Boseman and them would have made the transition to the other characters who weren't either cast well, or it made them look a lot better. Like, I don't know the merits of Jeremy Renner as an actor, other than outside the NCU, other than he was in the Mission Impossible movies, and he actually got a Mission Impossible movie of his own. I don't know a lot, but it always seemed like when Marvel picked somebody, except for villains, because the early Marvel's problems, Miles, they had bad villains.
Terrible.
So, but when it came to the heroes, it seemed like they hit on every single one that they could. They even Quicksilver, for the little time that we had him,
loved him.
Was great. They had to kill Quicksilver because he's part of the X-Men, part of the thing. So he was basically lent to them for that movie. So that's why he had to die at the end of the movie. But to try and do that again, Chadwick was great. But then you got to find whoever the new whoever the Iron Man character is going to be. That was going to be Doctor Strange. Great selection. And then Captain America was going to take a more background role, because it's what's his name now? It's Anthony Mackie. That was his role. He was going to be a backup, a supporting. Bucky probably takes a little bit of a bigger role, as we now know, since he's technically a part of the Thunderbolts and what they're going to do with that. It's just that they couldn't hit it again. It's bad luck, Obviously, Chadwick's medical situation to his death, bad luck. Jonathan, they were finally felt like, at least with their main movies, the main villain was good again, Miles. But then your main villain, now he's cooked. Even though it looks like everything's fine, they're going to use RDJ Doom to kill him. That's already been released. So they're gonna kill Kang that way. It's tough to try hit it twice, but maybe now that things are kind of finally settling down, they can find a little bit of that formula again. Miles, every single character felt like every single hero was just the right pick.
And that's why I'm saying they can do it right again, Random. I'm not quite sure. I think I might check out the Fantastic Four, but even to what Miles was saying, as far as like getting that excitement back from the first group, even if they have messed up with Fantastic Four, if they hit on X-Men, they can kind of correct it. Not all the way, but it will make up enough of a gap to where if they hit X-Men and they choose the right characters, they choose the right plot for the movie, they choose the right villain to start off with, they get the right Magneto, if they get the actors for the characters right, I think they can begin to build out, because the X-Men universe, it expands out to everything else. And if they can get that right, I think they can right the ship a little bit.
I agree with him a little bit, Lonnie Miles, that X-Men is probably the key to get everybody back, unless you're gonna find a way to bring back the OG Avengers for some reason. Because even though it's never gonna happen, but that's always something in the cards where even though Chris Evans said I don't want to be Captain America again, they'll drop 300 M's in front of you. You'll be like, I guess I'm grabbing a fucking shield, Miles, because this is 300 M's. I'm not turning down 300 M's. You know what I mean? But
I mean, we've seen Hugh.
That is true. That is true.
But that's
we've seen
like,
Hugh Jackman. We've seen Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, but this only I'm saying that's like the MCU's on its last legs, break glass in case of emergency type of shit that they're gonna do for that.
Iron Man. DC, now's your time.
So,
DC
yeah,
can
I
take
think
over.
they should.
I
I think they
think
should do a big. Oh, sorry, Random, you go.
No, the last thing I'll say, I think, look, just take your time with it. You're fine. You got a good slate. You finally got some things. Take your time. Don't try to, whatever that magic is, don't try to capture it right away. Because DC's finally smart. They're being patient. It's just a shame you have to waste Henry Cavill to do it.
No, I think they should. Marvel should go back a bit to the street stuff. I think with Daredevil, they're on the right tracks with Daredevil. Like, give me a bit more of like the Spider-Man in his apartment, broke kid trying to make his way.
That nigga always broke. Okay,
I'm sick of seeing broke Spider-Man. I really am.
That nigga always broke.
But I think I prefer that instead of Spider-Man, Iron Man. Like, it's just I think that's just a bit more like that'll hit a lot more like, the audience a bit more. And I think they can go down like a darker route if they have like Daredevil, Punisher, Deadpool, Spider-Man, just Venom.
I agree with you. The larger than life shit should be saved for the ending, like build up. You shouldn't be trying to build up with larger than life shit.
All like very good films like Guardians of the Galaxy have had 1 and 3 are really good.
Yeah.
And I think like if you give us like one of those like every year, like that everyone takes their time like to produce, I'll be cool with it. But in the meantime, if you're gonna give us like smaller shows like Punisher and Daredevil, or even like a Deadpool series, I don't know, Spider-Man, I think you just get to get that cool little fan base back a bit more.
I think when they finally like have him interact with somebody from the MCU, they're gonna have to plan that right, because that movie could be anything. So that I think that when the Deadpool, like, I understand this was his first MCU movie, but that introduction to the true MCU is going to be a very interesting movie.
They've got to do it through X-Men, in my opinion. They have to, because they've they've got to do it through X-Men, because I thoroughly believe X-Men, Miles. I truly believe if Fantastic Four isn't up to par, and like I said, I checked out Thunderbolts. I mean, it was all right. How they, incorporated Sentry / Void.
By the way,
whatever,
that was fantastic. It looked really great in the clips I saw.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I was okay. I mean, not having Hulk there, not having Adam Warlock there, and still ended up, doing what they had to do. I guess whatever, but I think X-Men they have to hit a home run with X-Men in order to right the ship.
Is Fassbender coming back as Magneto?
Say what?
Is Fassbender coming back as Magneto, or are they just hiring all new everybody?
From what the last report that I read was along the lines of them trying to do a thing where this whole the old Magneto kind of meets the new Magneto type of deal. I'm not quite sure how they're gonna plan that out. Sounded kind of horrible when I was reading the article too, by the way. So I don't really know what they got going on. They better do Storm justice though, because I will not stand for them to do to Storm what they did to the Hulk.
Just bring back Halle Berry. She's not working. We're fine.
No, they can bring back the one from the last movie. She was pretty decent. I mean, she didn't really have much to say, but she did fit the aesthetic though.
I think Marvel and DC should do a swap. Marvel focus on the animated stuff. DC do the live action stuff.
DC right now is on fire. I don't care what nobody says.
True.
Yeah, they are.
Did you see the trailer for Peacekeeper season 2?
I have to see the first season. I'm asleep.
Come on, bro.
The first season's great. Go
I
ahead.
heard it was amazing.
It's fucking great.
John Cena was born to fucking play. Like, bruh,
Sonic
like
boom.
he's amazing.
But we at the 3-hour mark.
Yo, yeah, I got you, Lonnie. We're about to get up out of here. Like you said, 3 hours, 10 minutes. Nigga, we made it. I appreciate everybody for coming out. We did this for my boy Santa, who couldn't be here. And I appreciate him as well. He did some stuff behind the scenes for us. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Kent. Every open dojo, y'all have been here so far. So I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Angie, Leon, Dick. Y'all have a good night and take it easy.
Shout out to my boy.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Black Sensei Society podcast. With that said, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell on so you never miss any content we like to drop. We want to do as much as possible. And if you want to join the community, you can also go to our Discord, go to our Linktree, and be a part of it. We have a lot of great conversations in there. And we're doing a lot of fun things in there. Events, getting your opinions for content and videos, tournaments where we have cash prizes. So make sure you guys join the Discord and rate it 5 stars for the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We really do appreciate you as we continue on our grinds. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoyed. You have a good one. Peace.